All right, now we're live.
There we go.
Right.
And this is also recording, so you're going to put this up later on your YouTube thing.
This is on YouTube right now.
Okay, so it will be set as...
So now, hear how that happens. So we got to pause it here. Because that's how Google rolls, is it will start playing in your own fucking ear what you're trying to record and broadcast. So you have to have that open and then turn it off.
Okay.
Or pause it. Pause it.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So this is playing live. This is what the viewers are watching right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And here's where we are. This is the live command center. Right. And you have to have this open in case, see already someone, John Galt, 857 user says, hi, Aaron. So you kind of keep track of different people on the interwebs there. And this is also...
We should say hi, John.
We should... Well,
hi, John.
we can, but not to sound like a complete arrogant asshole, which I am. There's good if you get enough people in the chat room. I've had it like where there's 120 people. I can't possibly keep up with the chat, and it's usually more for them to interact with each other and give each other shit.
Yeah,
and curse at the host.
Yeah.
But if what is etiquette when it comes to super chats, if someone donates that little, it'll come up highlighted, and then usually you're obliged as the host to read what they wrote. And interact. So that's kind of how it's like cheap asshole consulting in my case. Other people will just donate money. It's like, hey, what's going on? And nothing much. But these guys are all just, probably at work or whatever. And they're just wait. There's the client. There's Paulie. There's the client.
Which one?
Yeah. No, wait, is he the one that was? No, that's a different one.
That's a different one.
So, well, I guess we'll tell everybody what's going on. So I am here in Louisiana with the great one himself and the Adam PIggott. We decided to come visit Adam because flying to Louisiana is a lot cheaper and quicker than flying to Australia or Europe. And they wanted to learn how to do the YouTube stuff because both of you pretty much record straight through, right? You don't stop?
Yeah.
Right. So you're effectively doing it live.
Effectively.
You record directly to MP3 or in some old farts case, WAV files, and then you make everyone go through the pain of having terabyte to download a WAV file.
I don't burn it to CDs, though.
Yes.
Well, yeah, because WAVs don't fit on CDs.
Yeah. I mean, you have to have a really big, like a record-sized CD.
Right. You got to have those old 10-inch floppies.
Right. Yeah. That's anyway, so I'm helping these two old farts how to monetize even more because here's what it boils down to. Yes, you listen to MP3s on CD player, on a CD for whatever reason. You listen to your podcast or whatever else.
I just want everyone to know that he was pointing at the great one just then when he said that he burns the CDs. I don't do that, everyone. Just so you all know. Yeah, go on.
So, because these kids nowadays, these youths, and by youths I mean people under 35.
Yeah.
They think YouTube is just. They didn't grow up like we did, where the size of the file mattered.
Right.
So we're very attuned to like, oh, hey, a JPEG is bigger than a GIF, but a bitmap is bigger than a JPEG. And when storage, I'm just saying different file sizes.
Right. Because today file storage is so cheap. Everyone has a terabyte hard drive. You don't think about it.
No. And I remember back in the days, like
the Commodore 64.
Yeah. Well, I remember having to put stuff on a 3-inch floppy.
Right.
Yeah, you had 1.4 megabytes.
And I remember when they had the USB plugins first come in.
Yeah.
And I think it was not even a gig, just like 500 megs.
It
was a $100 storage device.
Yeah.
And so now, especially if you're younger, we got that training. It's like, okay, let's convert to MP3. Let's get this scaled down format.
Right.
It'll save space on the hard drive.
Exactly.
Just as they are unaware of storage and data, I think they're also unaware of bandwidth.
Yes.
So
I'm definitely unaware of bandwidth.
Okay, well, let's go back 15 years ago. We couldn't do this because the internet did not have the bandwidth. The traffic lanes weren't as numerous or wide enough for us to do video and audio.
On your 48K modem.
On your 48K modem, right. Remember when you had to download a porn pic? Yeah. And you click download, and then like you'd go to school and do a double shift, and then maybe go to church and visit your mom. You came back, and then maybe there was a tit.
Right.
That's bandwidth.
What were you downloading?
Porn.
Oh.
Yeah, okay, Saint Agnes over there. He's never seen porn.
Porn just doesn't do it.
I know the Australians are.
It's just porn is.
You've never seen porn.
Of course, I've seen porn.
All right.
But I'll be sitting there going, "What's the point?"
I understand.
the-
I'm using this
In a
really.
normal movie, I skip all the sex bits. So why?
Well,
am I
to get
gonna
to what? The deep plot?
No, in a normal movie.
Oh, a normal movie.
If I'm
Yeah.
watching a normal movie, I skip all the sex bits. So why
Which
am
I
I
agree
gonna watch?
with him on that.
Why am I going
I
to
do
watch
that
a
too.
movie of only sex bits?
It's going to be a long podcast.
It is going to be a long podcast.
I'm pointing out that a image, pornographic or not,
Whatever you were downloading.
50K
Yeah.
would take an hour, or at one time when you had slower modems, it took a full day.
Mhm.
Now that the internet, we've gone from phone lines to T1, T3s even. We have Cat 5 cable. We are
Fiber
allowed.
optics.
Yeah, we're allowed to download a lot faster, a lot quicker, which allows us to do what we're doing today, which is effectively streaming video live. So that's why we can see the audio bar there. If I remove and turn on the camera, people can see us, and then it sends images over. And so
And where are all the comments? So that's on the other.
that's on the
That's
other
on
end.
the
But
other
I'm getting
window.
there. I'm getting there. Well,
Okay.
one thing, you don't even know bandwidth, so we gotta start there.
Oh, damn.
So just as the youth, and by youth I mean 35 and younger,
Yeah, the youth.
have no concept of storage or data size. They also have no concept of bandwidth because it's kind of like, oh, I could just stream movies on my phone.
Yeah,
You know,
they've never
without
known
even a
world
physical
without.
connect. Right.
Yeah.
So what has happened is this has changed behavior that people who are younger view YouTube as like the radio. They don't really understand how much bandwidth, and especially now that people have like unlimited data plans, and bandwidth is getting so fast and cheap. The behavior is most, quote, kids today just tune on YouTube. Oh, just turn on YouTube like you turn on your television. Whereas we are a little bit more, oh, maybe we should upload MP3s, or maybe I should have an MP4 and scale it down and maybe make it granular or whatever. We don't have to worry about that anymore. So for accounting for the fact that
Get off your phone.
Get off your
Get off
phone.
your fucking phone, Greg.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
are you like,
I'm waiting on you guys. I know what
It's like-
bandwidth is.
he knows what bandwidth is.
I know what bandwidth
It's
is.
like
I'm
we're on-
checking my bandwidth.
It's like we're on a date and suddenly she pulls out a phone and
Yeah.
that's all you're talking.
He knows all this stuff, but he burns CDs so he can listen
Yeah,
to it. in his
when you
truck.
get to the
Yeah.
CD part,
Okay.
don't pay attention. God.
Anyway, people are just on YouTube, like they tune into the radio. They're not going to say, oh, I should really download an MP3 because it'll take up less space. They just watch YouTube. They just do YouTube. They have it on their phone. They'll listen to it on it. It's all YouTube. So this is the new radio station. So if you want to pretty much, I'd say, double your listening audience, you not only record and save an MP3 and upload it to SoundCloud or whatever you guys use for hosting, you just put it on YouTube. So we're recording the same thing that we normally would now.
Sure.
Instead of using Audacity or Goldwave, we're using YouTube. And what that will do is it will allow us to download a file later, convert it to MP3, upload it as we normally would our regular MP3s, or in your case, WAV files.
Shut up.
And then, but then also you have it out on video where half the population is going to watch it. So you basically double your listening audience if you do it through YouTube first.
So I'll go from 5 to 10.
You'll go from 5 to 10,
Brilliant.
maybe 11.
Nothing like 11.
Right. And then the added benefit with doing a live stream through YouTube is down the road, I think once you get 2,000 subscribers, if you set up a YouTube channel, then you can monetize it.
I've never had 2,000 subscribers.
Well, but if you do it
Wow,
regular, you
Yeah.
do a podcast regularly. All we're doing is changing how you're recording.
Right.
And looping in an entire other market that will double your listening audience.
Why don't we talk about this offline? Because it's probably not that interesting.
It is actually no.
Well, let's check the comments. It's all-
How many people are going, oh, this
bored,
is fascinating.
bored.
Look, bored.
Look, we already got money.
There we go.
See?
Okay.
So let me show you how this kind of works. Okay, so Gennaro Solis Jr. gave us $2, and all he said was
Good on you.
hello.
Good on you, Gennaro.
Yeah.
Hello.
And that's it. And so that's kind of how.
And don't forget Moo Al.
No, I'm just Moo Al for $2.79.
That's a weird number, isn't it?
I think it's the exchange rates. We'll get some really weird donations from out of the United States.
Okay.
I mean, you
Right.
could like Bacon Maldito will donate 5.56 because it's a caliber,
Right.
like or 308. You know, because that's Bacon.
That's a Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yep.
Who's the Aussie? That's me, mate.
The Aussie. Oh, there's Atham because he.
Uh,
Yeah, and then Atham, he's like, "Oh, is that PIggott?" I was like, "Yeah, PIggott's in the house."
There we go.
And this keeps scrolling down.
Yeah.
So this way you can interact with your audience.
Okay.
And then once you get 2,000 subscribers, people can donate money, and usually it's to answer their question or give them a hey, what's up, or read whatever they wrote.
Right.
And that's kind of how it is. So, you do a podcast regular, great when you do a podcast regular, and since you don't stop, that means this is your ideal for doing it on YouTube. Because if you had to pause and go for a run, you're going to have dead air on YouTube until you come back from grocery shopping. Although I have said like, hey, everybody, I'm taking a shit. I'd go and I'd leave for 5 minutes and come back, and everybody would be back.
And everybody else can go take a dump.
Yeah, and everybody else.
It's like a pause. It's like a commercial break.
Well, that's why I'm saying I appreciate the ease of which just throw on YouTube and watch it, but you then have to be at least near your computer.
Right.
Whereas the MP3s, it's just like, yeah, I can have the headphones and take a shit, go for a hike. I don't need to have internet access. I can download the MP3. So after we're done recording this, I'll show you how to convert it into MP3.
Sure.
Right. And then we go. But just, do you understand the concept?
Yes, I understand.
Do you guys understand why you should then record through YouTube?
We'll, after we get off this, I'll have to go through the technology
He thinks
again.
it's his podcast. I could talk about more. Would you like to talk more about bandwidth? And
I would love to talk some more about bandwidth. Do you remember?
I'm thinking of the audience.
Ray
That's your
John,
first mistake.
5 Canadian. Look at that. Hey guys, what can I expect in the UK military? Hours, the benefits, the pay, any house for my wife again.
Well, this is an interesting question.
Well, I had someone respond to a video I did for Ray John. An actual military man. We told him, or I told him, go into the UK military because they have one, as opposed to the Canadian.
This is the UK military that this week they got leaked their political correct signage of how to weed out patriots within the military.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
They've got all this like real Stalinist. It's all like political commissars now in the UK military. Which I'll find the graphic and we can link it up. So
They're both cucked countries.
Yeah.
Canada, United Kingdom. I mean, it's like, choose your poison. Theresa May, who is not the prime minister anymore, I think, or Justin Trudeau. My whole point was, if he was looking for a military career, he'd probably want to go.
If
UK.
I was going to have a military career, I'd join a real military like Russia.
Yeah.
Uganda.
Uganda, they got a real
China.
military? Okay, China would have. Yeah.
China has a real military.
Yeah. I mean, all you have to do is identify as Chinese. I'm sure.
I'm sure
they're with that whole
You'll
program.
just waltz right in as a lieutenant colonel.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you know an interesting fact that the Chinese Navy have a requirement that their sailors aren't allowed to be able to swim? And on the recruitment days, they throw them in the pool. And if they don't start drowning, they're out.
If they don't start drowning?
Yeah, they don't want, this is serious, by the way, they don't want their sailors to be able to swim, so they're going to fight a lot more effectively.
Right, so they don't abandon
This is the modern Chinese military.
You got to kind of hand it to them.
I mean, it's just like, you're going to do something, do it properly. We, of course, have women on submarines.
Yeah,
Weren't
makes total sense.
Didn't you do a podcast about how you read a book and the two guys were helping the women do pull-ups in the U.S. military?
Pull-ups. Yeah,
Right.
There's a man on each of her legs lifting her up
And
so she can do the pull-ups.
And the drill instructors are basically just counselors now.
Yes.
You can do it.
Get to one.
We're all here.
And the part where it doesn't matter how long it takes you to get through the obstacle course. Just feel good about completing it.
Yeah.
No, when I was in, it mattered how long it took.
Yeah.
And if you were the last person, you did push-ups until you passed out. Yeah.
Well, anyway, most Western militaries are inevitably going to be cucked.
Yes.
You know, what do you want to be the last horse in the glue factory? The only reason I recommended the UK to John is that there actually is a military. Whereas Canada, isn't that.
If I was choosing between UK and Canada, I'd go UK.
But does he have citizen?
He can because I guess the UK opened it up to all Commonwealth. Now here's the new information that we got. There was a guy, I think, in the comments section, or emailed me or something, where he said, yes, okay, the military is actually real in the United Kingdom, but the rain sucks, the weather sucks, the food sucks, like the country itself sucks, as opposed to Canada, which, you know, aside from winter, but if you're on the coast, but that's something to consider. Is that the country you're going to is going to suck.
Canada, it's rained a lot. The food was shit. The women were fat-assed. I think it's to store fat for the winter. I'm not seeing much difference actually between those two. You've got more hills and stuff to do, I suppose, in Canada. The UK's all right actually. I don't mind the UK.
Okay.
I'd like to think, but I think that the military over there is seriously cucked in a sense.
It all is. Everyone, Aaron, where's a 1952 America-like country with 10% taxes and chicks with big tits who are traditional? And
Russia.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you really with the corruption levels? Okay. All right. Well, maybe y'all gotta go learn that language then.
I could deal with corruption for hot chicks and low taxes. I mean, Jesus.
That's
you know what? I'll make that trade-off.
hot chicks and low taxes. How could there be any corruption
That's
involved
like-
with that?
Well, how
None.
could you care about the corruption? Explain that.
Anyway, I just want to give him his money's worth, so to update him on that.
Yeah, well, just so for him, you should check out just have a look on some of the sites this week about this graphic coming up. I think Boar Patch or Bayou Reconnaissance Man had something about it on their websites.
Okay.
So just go have a look at that because that's or Ace of Spades might have had it as well.
Well, let's get to it. We're going to do some asshole consulting because you came at a personal request.
Yeah,
And then the client was shocked to find out that I was going to meet you here.
I was shocked that you were going to. You turned up and asked me where I was. I was supposed to pick you up at the airport. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So PIggott, get your ass over here. Me and the Great One are waiting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for our coffee.
For our coffee.
Yeah.
Of which you
picked
guys
them up
were
in
right.
my Mustang,
Yeah, you
Yeah.
Mustang. Yeah.
Convertible Mustang.
yellow, black trim.
Wait, was it the L with the black shirt?
It was.
Oh, that would have been cool. Yeah. All right.
I could have been cool. I could have been a pretender.
It could have been a pretender.
I could have been somebody. I could have been a champion.
What movie is that from?
Can't remember. Someone will tell us in the chat.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go through this. Hello, Captain. I would like your opinion on how to spot potentially good profit-generating ideas and quickly eliminate the bad ones. Now, this is not the question like, what should I do for a business? This guy's asking a different question.
How do you evaluate?
How do you evaluate? So that is different, so I'm not going to get mad at him. Like when I go, what should I do for a business? How do I get the girls? Decide what I should do in my life for me, all right? Which the price is going up on those, by the way.
Yeah.
At 33 years of age, I constantly feel like I'm running out of time.
Is this a man or a woman?
This is a man.
Because if it's 33, your life's over if you're a woman.
Well,
Obviously.
yeah, but we're also...
Do you ever get arsehole requests from women?
Very rarely. I do
Okay.
get them occasionally. Surprisingly, take a guess what type of women I get it from. Disproportionate, overwhelming majority.
Overwhelming Catholics?
Nope.
Different
trait.
Different trait. They're not SJWs by any chance.
No, they're not. They've
They're
actually, if they've probably gone through the epiphany, have gotten over that phase.
Republicans?
No. Minority women.
Minority women?
Yes, they're because they have been so heavily propagandized and lied to, and they're like, I am sick of this. And then I don't know how they find me.
When you say minority, are you just talking about black women, or are you talking
No.
about
It runs in
Hispanic?
general, Hispanic, black, but that's again because those are the majority minorities in this
Yeah.
country. But I get a fair amount of Asians because a lot of my parents want me to do X, and they'll disown me if I don't do X. And it's like, well, how is that American? That kind of thing. A little bit of Middle Eastern, Arab, Islam
Okay.
women. The foreigners are facing how do I reconcile my parents' dominating culture versus what I want to do in America? So that's but a lot of it is American women of minority race that are like, yeah, I want the wife. I want to be the wife. I want to do, what do I do? And it's like, okay, well, here's what you got to do.
Yeah, you should set up like a dating service.
No, I tried. No. I tried that. And
look at the comments. You have a lot of desperate people who.
you know what I needed girls to do?
Is that a trick question?
Show the fuck up on time. That's all I needed them to do.
Show the fuck up.
Right.
Shut
Show the fuck up on time.
Shut the fuck up. It's more important.
And I had a bunch of girls flake, and like, this is my team. Like, they would flake on guys. I'm like, you know what? I mean, it's just so defeating when it like happens on you. Like, you're listening to this podcast, you're listening to the show, you're reading my stuff. Okay, I think you're going to be of a higher quality and moral caliber. Like, I will be there at 5 p.m. And then when like two of the guys I know got ghosted, I'm like, okay, you know, I'm going to play Red Dead Redemption. I'm going to golf, and I'm going to die. That's what I'm going to do.
In that order?
No, I might do some motorcycle riding and hiking.
Okay. All right. Anyway, let's get back to
all right. So anyway,
33 years.
33 years of age. Constantly feel like I'm running out of time. Thus, the idea of spending valuable years on, say, a novel, swing trading, or trying to build a profitable trucking business is kind of unnerving.
Can I just say, at 47 years of age, someone at 33 saying they feel like they're rapidly running out of time is fucking hilarious. But anyway, let's keep going.
But you have the famous PIggott life expectancy.
Yeah.
He could have the
May not.
he
Right.
could have the Clary life expectancy where he literally is half dead. He is literally half dead.
Okay.
Hell, I've already wasted 10 plus years trying to get into rental real estate and getting a useless political science degree. With my thin skin and short fuse, my dumb ass should have never even tried real estate.
That's interesting. I mean, with my thin skin and short fuse,
We're going to be here forever if we analyze.
my
each
dumbass
sentence.
should never have even tried real
We're going to be here
estate.
forever.
So is he saying that he's got such poor impulse control that when he was at an auction he didn't get it, he had a temper tantrum in front of all the other
I don't
people?
know. He doesn't say.
It's interesting.
You got to learn you have to be an efficient asshole consultant.
Well, you blathered on for 10 minutes about wave files.
The needless hostility.
Those bandwidth, not wave files, bandwidth. Those are different, Adam. Does he need to explain it again?
The needless hostility I received is also why I gave up on card counting.
Oh, God.
As for political science, none of the intelligence agencies had any interest in hiring me. On the bright side, at least I tried to find a way to serve my country despite asthma keeping me out of the military. If only I lost my patriotism before going to college. Of the primary ideas I have, I think trucking would be best. I've been driving for 6 years already. However, all the extra legal issues associated with gaining your own authority make it riskier than many of the other businesses a person can start. So I'm all what?
Is that the same in every state? Is he just living in one spot?
I guarantee you the Fed regulate because there's all interstate trucking now. You know,
But it's worse in California.
Oh God,
because everything's worse in California.
Everything, yeah.
But especially trucking.
Yeah, I would not. Well, traffic alone is not.
Yeah.
Like I wonder if there are truckers out there. Like, no, I'm not doing California. I'm not doing New York. You know,
yeah.
No,
the regulations are horrendous.
Bippity bippity boo. Yeah, right there. Yeah. So I'm also not entirely convinced another 25,000 in take-home pay is worth it. No, not for managing a business. Not 25K. Maybe I'll give it a try if I save up enough money to buy a rig outright. That would greatly lower some of the legal burdens, but that won't be for many years. I could also develop a trading strategy and just shove all that money into the market. Then there's the novel writing. While I do enjoy it, most people, what? You don't like it? You wrote a book.
Yeah, I had no illusions in any way, shape, or form that I was going to earn money or make a living off it.
Right. Well, don't worry. I'm buttering up now. And I'm going to kick his ass here in about half a second.
Right.
I could also develop a training strategy. That novel writing, while I do enjoy it, for most people, it seems like too much effort for too little and likely no financial gain. I've also considered learning how to make VR videos, but have come to a similar conclusion. Granted, both would be far cheaper than buying a $90,000 semi-truck. So, Captain, what advice do you have for those of us who actually want to try growing our net worth but keep getting stalled by essential analysis paralysis? What questions should we be asking? Are there any red flags we should be looking for? In summary, how do we self-guide ourselves to potential financial success? What is his main problem?
He wants it on a stick.
And no focus.
And I would also say he is what? What's the most important word in my entire career now?
I think it starts with L.
L.
Yeah,
I can give some hint.
Liposuction.
L.
Liposuction. Liberal.
No. Somewhat related.
Loser.
Nope, not loser.
No.
Worse than loser. You could be a loser, but you tried your
I want to
best.
say parasite, but that doesn't start with
You're getting
L.
close.
No. I want to say tattoos.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on. Let's go over this again. Rental real estate.
Mm-hmm.
Writing a novel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Card counting.
Card counting. Day trader, dude, bro. 6 figs. Writing a book. And virtual reality videos. What L letter word do these all attach to?
I can't figure it out.
Nothing.
I'm clueless.
Could you give us the next letter?
Can we buy a vowel?
There's only one vowel.
I've got $1. Can I buy a vowel?
What's the next letter?
Okay. To the dear client, you're a lazy, no good fuck, and you know that.
God damn it.
Don't come up to me with these lame ass dude bro work avoidant ideas. This is exactly what Mark Cuban, not entrepreneurs in cars, Shark Tank. He calls them wantrepreneurs. Wantrepreneurs. This guy wants to be an entrepreneur, but he's not willing to put the work into it because everything he has chosen is work avoidant.
Yeah. And anything that has got any work attached to it, he automatically discounts it because there's work attached to it, and maybe I'll end up wasting my time.
He's the idea guy. Like I'm gonna get into real estate investing, and I'm gonna like do day trading, and say it's all work avoidance. Whether there's different types of entrepreneurship, and there's but two general ones. One, you're a contractor with a highly in-demand skill. I will cite my buddy who's a computer genius. He bills out at $300 an hour because he is a master at what he does, and he contracts. Now, he doesn't advertise. He just goes, he's a hired gun, which he doesn't have an employer, but he has clients. And so that is a form of entrepreneurship. But the key thing is he has an amazing skill. A dentist could be considered in the same capacity. Our good friend Chad Elkins, CPA, could be considered in the same. A plumber, a tradesman. But to become a CPA, you have to sit and study many long, grueling hours, boring shit. To become a plumber, you get to work with
shit,
feces, and shit. Huh? To become a dentist, you got to go to school for 3 years and look at people's dirty mouths. To become, you could even say a doctor is a trade, a self-employed individual, because he or she has to, you know, you got, and I don't like cutting up blood, gut. I don't like stitches or needles or anything like that. And a programmer. Hey, how fun is it programming, guys? Do you think it's really fun to program?
I tell you what,
it's a blast.
It's up there. They get all the chicks.
They get all the chicks. Dude, bro.
Dude,
like, I get my 6 figs and my lease Beamer with because I could program code. You know, like code. Dude. Not code, but code.
Cappy's doing lots.
Code day.
Cappy.
I do the code day.
Yes. For all our listeners there, Cappy's doing lots of things with his hands.
I'm doing like the
fingers.
The east side, west side, whatever the hell. All those people are in jail or dead now. Yeah. You don't want to go and get that kind of skill or a trade. The only other way to become an entrepreneur, the other type of entrepreneur, is you solve a problem or you create a whole new product. And in that sense, you're the classical version of a traditional innovative entrepreneur, you're an innovator.
And 99 out of 100 of those fail.
And then 99 out of 100 of those.
And that's standard. That you need, as Nicholas Taleb says, we need the 99 to fail for the 1 to succeed. Right. That's the nature of the beast.
But when it comes to that, and I'm going to get to how you kind of identify these opportunities, you know, to become that type of entrepreneur. But you have a choice. You either put forth the effort now to get a highly in-demand skill, not political science, not dude bro selling real estate over on the South Side, California. Yay! Yo! You're not going to. Trucking is your best idea that you had, but for an extra 25 grand, there's no way in hell I'd run my own company.
Also, what about with the potential? I actually saw an article this week about automating trucks that they're doing testing.
They've been there.
Yeah. I mean, you're gonna invest all that money and time, and in 10 years it's all over. I don't know.
I'll wait till Andrew Yang's yanking his yang and telling him, automatic information.
Here's the thing, though: the trucking and the novel writing is not in the dude bro lexion.
But it's still truck driving is real. That's legit.
Yeah. And novel writing, that's not dude bro at all, because it's actually a fucking slog.
But he thinks it's not going to be a slog. He thinks it's going to be it's a pain in the ass. It's like writing code.
Yeah.
Maybe even worse. I mean, code, you know what you want to get to, and there's a structured way to do it.
You can test it immediately.
You don't have to be creative. You don't have to come up with a plot and a character.
Right. You can finish. You can spend 2 years working on a book and get to the end and show it to the first editor who says this is actually the biggest steaming pile of dog turd I've ever seen in my life.
I mean, code either
then you know it's good, actually.
Yeah, I'm sure depending on the editor.
If you give it to a New York editor and like, this sucks. Wow.
Okay.
All right, I'll self-publish. Thank you very much.
That's right.
This is all work avoidant pretty much. And he's trying to look for the easiest way out. And the only one that he's got an idea for is to start his own trucking company. But trust me, dude, I saw all the truckers who thought they could buy their own rig and they didn't want to do the accounting. They didn't want to do the insurance. They would literally just say, well, that's the wife's job. She does the number stuff. Like, because this is Wyoming and they were Hicks. And did the wife have a degree in accounting, do you guys think?
No. Go with no.
How airtight, how quality do you think these income statements were?
Did the Wyoming wife graduate high school?
The Wyoming wives were usually the wife was more intelligent than the husband in these cases. But I kind of put this to kind of it's like, did you hire an accountant? We don't need an accountant. It's like, no, you trust me, you really do need an accountant right now.
Why don't we put together some aspects of what he's talking about here and see if we can create?
Well, no, I got it right here.
Well, I've already thought of something.
Okay, well, what could he do? All
right, he wants to get into real estate. Okay, and that's not a bad idea because that's something that generally appreciates, and he's always got something there. Yeah, and he likes vehicles. Yeah, and he wants to sit around his ass all day and do nothing.
I'm trying to figure out where you're going with this.
Yeah, right? And so do I.
Parking lot
Parking lot attendant.
Parking lot
you know,
attendant.
Because he buys.
He actually buys and runs a parking
Ah.
lot. So you've got your land, normally in a prime piece of real estate in town. Maybe you pick an area in a city that's gentrifying at the moment. Okay, run your parking lot. Eventually, you can then use that money to get another parking lot, and then you just get a minimum wage guy to sit in the parking lot.
And then you know what? You can buy the 2 electric chargers that never get used. You don't even have to have the actual material. You just have to have electric. You know,
it's like a shell.
Yeah,
it's not hooked
shell.
to the grid.
Yeah.
Right.
And then somebody comes in. It's like, hey, it's not working. Oh, that broke again. Darn. You know. And then maybe have like the little electric scooters.
Let's see what do the comments like the office, the
We
parking
don't-
lot
we're not-
idea.
I am the professional.
Oh my
You
God.
You can run.
Watch. Guys, watching these two, this is the greatest thing ever. I just
It's like-
sit
this
here
is
and
like-
enjoy
Why?
this.
Why?
You put him in,
Watching YouTube bounce.
put him in the F-16. Hey, does this fire missiles? It's like, wait, hold on.
Right?
What's this button do?
What's this button? That's the eject button.
All right, all the listeners, hands up if you like the parking lot
No,
idea.
you can't do hands up. So you got to say
What?
1 for the parking idea, 0 if you don't like the parking idea.
All right,
So
one.
now we'll go back because that's actually relevant.
1 for the parking idea, 0 if you don't like the parking lot idea. I think the parking lot idea is a good.
Now there's this thing called latency. Would you like me to explain latency? Why we're not
God.
saying 1s and 0s right now?
because they're a little bit behind us.
Right.
Okay.
It takes time for
How
the bits
far?
and the
How
bytes
far
to
behind
go.
us are they?
Not half an hour.
Okay.
They do have to adjust for the hemispheric differential.
Differential.
Right.
We got a 1.
And
We
plus,
got a 1.
So okay, Gennaro says he should
Thanks,
do 1.
Gennaro. There we go.
Future Wiz, go
Yeah.
hand out resumes in Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley?
Silicon Valley.
Is that what?
That's
Is that
where all the-
where?
yeah.
Tempe, Arizona.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's where
ASU
girls are
is.
at.
All the breast implants.
I wanna go work
Oh, that would be ASU, Silicon
ASU,
Valley.
yeah, Silicon Valley. That's why I said Tempe, Arizona. I'll get you a map sometime.
All right,
Atham will
good
explain
deal.
it to you.
Atham, good. Yeah, I know he's on the maps.
All right, so we only got 1 vote there.
Ah,
And then usually, yes.
They're just arguing with each other. They're not even listening.
sometimes they put in. Now, here's another thing: is you got to scroll up to make sure you didn't miss any super chats. Otherwise, it's kind of impolite or improper form.
some of the other ones have disappeared, I think.
Well, they keep weekend jobs where I can listen to audiobooks, security guard, and truck driver. And then Bitcoin Motorist just gave us $1. So it did. All right, now getting back to the question at hand. I agree.
You had some stuff written down there.
Yeah, so that's it. Here is how you go about identifying an entrepreneurial idea that is not something as common sense as go to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, look who makes the highest number of dollars per hour, go learn that skill or trade or programming or language or dentistry skills or whatever, and then go do that. So if you're not going to do the contract, you're going to be an actual entrepreneur starting. Here's what you're going to do. 1, it is a low or no capital investment. How much did it cost me to trial run Asshole Consulting?
Some time.
Time, yeah. And then I think like $300. Silver Dollar Bikini, I still made money on that business idea. But it took me, I think, $250 in hosting and programming and stuff like that. So even if they failed, I'm not some idiot cashing in my IRA or my superannuation fund for you Australians.
Thank you.
I think, to go buy Bob's Bar because it's a really good, there's a lot of people in the bar, which I saw all the time in banking. Okay. So it's a low capital investment. If it fails, that's perfectly all right. Second thing, it solves a problem or creates a product that people want or creates a service that people want.
It makes humanity better.
No.
No.
Oh.
No.
I
Absolutely
was
not.
getting all
Absolutely
altruistic
not.
No.
there.
Absolutely.
No.
It makes people
You know,
better.
you know what? You know
It
what?
brings people together.
No.
God.
You know what the number
Don't
one?
put your head in your hands.
Do you know what the number one? I predict this. The number one growth industry for employment for young women today is. No, you're close.
on the internet,
Cam girls.
Cam girls,
Yeah,
web
cam girls.
porn, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Do you think there's going to be a serious question?
Hmm?
Do you think there's going to be a college degree in cam girl horror
Yes.
soon?
They would call it something different, like
I know.
Yeah.
They'll call it something
You
different.
don't call it internet production.
arts or internet production.
Yep.
If it
Yeah.
doesn't already exist, but I don't think it won't be that explicit.
Do you think the government will start? You've got to have your license.
They might. I don't know. I'm not.
Yeah.
I plan on being dead by that time.
Okay.
It's all amazing how I'm rushing for the finish line. Like, boy, I got this great. Can't wait to be dead. Got this great life. I'm gonna do all that, but boy, it sure will be great. I won't
build
care.
this great house in the Black
And
Hills.
then I just.
I'm
oh,
sure
that would
I'm dead next week.
That would suck. I die the day it's finished.
Yeah.
I walk in. Fuck.
We'll say, oh, Cappy
Just like-
finally
just
achieved
like-
his
just like-
dream to die.
Just like Grandpa off The Simpsons there.
Yeah.
He does do a good
I do Abe
grandpa
Simpson.
impersonation.
Oh, God damn it! What were we talking
We're
about?
gonna get a copyright infringement on that. It's so good.
Doesn't make humanity better. That's what we're talking about.
Excellent. Smithers. Do a pretty good Barney. Where was I? Oh, so low capital investment won't bankrupt them. 2, solve some kind of problem. In this, we can use webcamming or posing for pictures on the internet or whatever is a perfect example for what is the capital investment cost for a girl to go set up a webcam shop? Yeah, a webcam, a computer. We're talking under $500 easy. All right. Then she goes on some site, register username, splits the proceeds with whoever's running that site. Does it solve a problem or create a product that people want?
That's a good business idea. Set up one of those sites where the girls can split the profits.
There's people already got that covered. That's already taken. I'm showing from. I'm trying to show like a very simple business idea. The product is okay. You say, well, better society. It's like I don't know if webcam porn necessarily benefits society, but it's in demand. Okay. Anyway, but it could be
serious.
The one I use. Well, I like to get to the other stuff too. Otherwise, we're not going to smoke cigars. That's the.
Oh, we're done. Thanks for coming, guys.
Yeah. See, you guys.
Now we got my
this
attention.
is why I went to business school. I have the long-term planning. Right. You guys are running around with your jamokes in the short term here.
Cappy.
How long did it take Cappy to get a cup of coffee today?
I wasn't the one making it.
But if you would have made it, you'd have gotten it faster.
We had a bunch of liberal arts majors trying to fucking brew a cup of coffee. God damn.
Yeah, they should teach them that instead of English.
I don't even get me started. The number of women I've tried to save from horrible degrees where it's just
he got started.
And it doesn't do any good.
No, it doesn't. No, you're right. As per our previous conversation,
it
doesn't do anything for me to get upset about things that were lost that were never going to be saved.
No,
but I just
uncaring. That's the whole. Isn't that the whole ethos behind enjoy the
decline? It is, but it's really hard to just not care. Like I was talking to you about the little kid, that little girl that I really liked. I wanted, and now she's off to major stupid stuff. Didn't listen to a word. It's really hard to look at a little kid like that you've known for like a decade. But you're right. You just gotta because I don't control it. It's a like that is the ultimate test of strength of stoicism. Is if you can see a loved one go and not let it bother you. But I don't think you ever can.
No. I think stoicism is not letting it bother you. It bothers you, but you don't let that consume yourself or damage the relationship.
Right. So anyway,
I think that one of the hardest things in life is to not give advice.
Well, that's why I charge. Because then I don't care if they follow maybe that's what I should have done when the little kid was like 5. Like, that'd be $50 for my wisdom. I don't care what you do. Here's your instruction manual, kid. No, I don't care. I get you $50. What was I going to say? Any kind of problem that needs solving or product that could be used, he's got to come up with. And the example I always use here is the guy who used the Heinz ketchup bottle and turned it from that stupid glass thing where you had to go pop, 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 pop. And he said, hey, let's make it plastic, turn it upside down, big cap. $1 billion idea. All right. Something that annoys you if you're going through life and it's annoying you, like, oh, this. And I have a list of things that annoy me.
Leftists?
No way.
Yeah.
Leftists?
You can't exactly eliminate leftists without going to jail.
Well, it depends if you're in charge.
Depends if what's his name is there.
Free helicopter rides.
Who is the guy? Who is that Chilean?
Pinochet.
Yeah. Augusto Pinochet. Well, then maybe you can get away with it, but let's say keeping within the realm of morals and law, there's something that annoys you, come up with something to get rid of it.
Yeah.
And I have several ideas back at home that, things annoy me on a daily basis, some of which don't involve killing people. And they're like, hey, there might be a solution for that. So that's the other thing.
So what about today, the woman who took literally 10 minutes to try to use the automatic teller machine from a car?
10? So, wasn't it more like 12 or 13?
So, I mean, how that was annoying.
It was very annoying.
How do we solve that one without resorting to firearms?
Maybe you have to dummy-proof the ATM machine because who can we change? She was
putting in money in the machine,
right?
And then she was taking money out of the machine.
Okay, but is the machine changeable or is the woman changeable? Do you think she was like 30?
Yeah.
Do you think we can train her? Do you think we're going to get her IQ much above 85?
She had a tattoo.
It doesn't matter. Do you think we could get our IQ?
For all
much
those
lower?
wondering, we were in the car behind them, and eventually we gave up.
And we went and got a sandwich.
We got a sandwich,
and we came back.
and he came back.
You know why? Because people who respect themselves, who have self-respect, don't stay in lines.
Exactly.
We do not. If you hate yourself, by all means, it'll be 45 minutes before our seat. Okay. See, then you guys go and then really contemplate whether you should exist or not. But for those of you who are listening, what?
You saying that we're the side who
No.
would say
Remember
yes
we went to the
40
restaurant and those idiots, those sows were lined up?
Sows.
They were. All those fat guys and gals just lined up, just waiting in line to get food. And we went
Yeah.
right to the bar.
Went right to the bar.
Yeah. Why?
Good spot.
Good spot. Nice
Yeah.
outside.
No? Yeah.
Kids
Yeah.
weren't crying too much. It was
Yeah.
kinda-
That's nice.
All right.
Anyway, more points for this individual?
Yeah.
Another one. You'll come up with a business idea. Usually there is a critical path or a key pillar or aspect of the company that needs to work that you can test individually without blowing a shit ton of money.
Mm.
So,
Like the Heinz plastic bottle.
right. I mean, I'm trying to think of something even simpler, but I've had several people come up to me with different business ideas. I'm like, here's what you got to test in that. Okay. Like, let's say I think one was like, this guy was going to program an app, and I forgot what it was for, but there was a way I'm like, well, why don't you test this one thing first to see if it works? Like maybe it was the payment system. Maybe that was it. Or there's an aspect that's critical to the success of the company. If that doesn't work, well, then don't bother setting up a prototype or anything like that.
Don't do all the other work.
Yeah, don't do it. Right.
In other words, don't look at it as a journey from 1 to 10. You might have to jump in at 6
Right.
and get that work if that's the critical part,
Right.
or put it out Venn diagram style with all the lines
Absolutely.
going everywhere.
I'm not a big fan of project management or project management software, but a Gantt chart or a Gantt chart-like diagram of your idea. Like what is critical, a plane. Well, we need wings and we need an engine and we need a cockpit and we need some wheels. And then if you can't find an engine supplier, then don't even bother building the plane, that kind of thing. But there's usually, if you sit and think about your business idea or your product, there's a way to test it without having to roll out a full prototype or go balls to the wall. There's a way to definitely cheaply test the feasibility of that idea, cheaply. And then finally, I would say no employees. If this gives credence to the contract aspect of self-employment. Like, honestly, you don't want to run a business. You don't want to deal with accounting and HR and insurance and taxes and people and all that other stuff. If I were to do it all over again, of course, the military, but I would have been a computer programmer, and then I would have just parked my ass somewhere out in a second stable third world country and just chilled out. And, hey, you pay me my $100 an hour, and here's your code. The guy wants to starting a trucking business. A good third of his time is going to be dicked around with managerial shit that he doesn't have time for.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Is you don't want employees. You don't want bureaucracy.
I
You don't
think
want
the no
regulation.
employees one's really important because I've seen a lot of people start businesses, and one of the first thing they do is employ people for 2 reasons. One, because they want to say that they've got employees, and that's really common. But the second one is because they don't actually want to do the work themselves. And if you're an entrepreneur, for the first 2 to 4 years, you have to be doing 100% of the work. If it can be done by you,
You have to do it.
it needs to be done by you. If it means that you're doing 16 or 18-hour days, well, sorry. The thing you must resist above all else is to get another employee.
Right. I had a person I knew, and he was the big idea guy. And he just hired people to do all this stuff. And business failed immediately because, I don't know if you guys knew this, people are dicks and they're lazy motherfuckers, aren't going to do what they're told.
Money.
Yeah. And he was the, well, that's their job. Well, that's their job. It's like, no, fucker, you own 100% of this company. It's your goddamn money. It's your job whether they fail or not. Now get your ass in there and learn how to do accounting, and get your ass in there and make sure your vendors are delivering. Go in there and make sure there's no embezzling. But that was beneath him. He wanted to play. He wanted to be a wantrepreneur, not an entrepreneur. So, yeah, well, you guys know, for a guy who doesn't have a job, I'm pretty busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like
busier than either of us.
the bullshit I have. Like For example, just give you an example.
Speak for yourself.
It's not just me yelling and cursing at the internet and explaining to you old farts how modern day technology works. Like, for example,
He's talking to you, Adam.
both of you. So, are you older than him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my email, I got a new hosting website. My email was going into junk mail for people who had Gmail. So any of you who have Gmail, check your spam folders if you contacted me. But I think I got it solved. So it was ending up going into Gmail spam folder. And now I could contact the IT guy on a weekend and pay $150 an hour. Or what else could I do?
Figure it out yourself.
Figured it out myself. Googled. Email ending up in Gmail spam folder. Oh, here it is. And what I had to do is get a code. I had to log into Google, take this code, log into my server, put it in a DNS a spot on my hosting company, hit enter, and guess what?
Didn't work.
It did work, which was rare. Usually it doesn't work.
Yeah,
And you
that's
gotta,
You gotta try again.
You gotta try again. That did I say? Oh, that's the IT guy. Like, no. Do I want to make money? Well, I better be on it like Johnny Quick.
So what's our ultimate advice for this individual here?
I think he's not capable. Until he gets rid of the laziness, he's not capable of either passive entrepreneurship or let alone being financially successful, working for somebody. So you better go get a real skill. And then either contract. I mean, if he's really about entrepreneurship, then he can go contract. Or he has an idea. I have a little notepad. I have an idea pen. And I write down ideas. Like when he's truck driving, that's how I came up with Asshole Consulting. I was driving across the country. Get an idea pad, write your ideas down, and then see if you can pursue them on the cheap. You want to test them to failure, basically. Until all of a sudden someone's like, well, this isn't going to cost me anything to try. Let's give it a shot.
Yeah.
And then you're the world's only professional asshole.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Or you're a chick showing your tits on the internet.
Yeah. I want to throw in a couple of things.
All right.
See what you think about the evaluation thing. So another thing I would evaluate on is whoever your intended consumers are and they want it, okay, can they afford it for what, because I think you either got to sell small number of things at a high price or you got to be Walmart and sell a lot of stuff at a low price. Mm-hmm. But whoever your audience is, are they going to be able to, or your consumers, your target customers, whoever we're calling them, can they afford it?
So if I have say worthless degrees, I want to charge $250,000.
Right.
As long as these girls sign up their lives away for student loan debt guaranteed by the taxpayer, then I can sell it to them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good. All right, good. Right.
Yeah, perfect.
And if you get some government funding in on that as well.
Yeah.
And I'm helping them out with education. Right?
That's good for humanity.
Yeah.
It's good for humanity.
Yeah.
Well, any degree.
Any degree is a good degree.
Any degree is a good degree. Because gentlemen, if you've got a degree, if you've got a college, you know what that means? You're smart.
Well, yeah.
Oh, that's right.
You're intelligent.
Well, if you have a master's degree, especially.
Oh, if you've got a PhD.
And it proves to your employer that you can get a degree. That's why it doesn't matter that the degree isn't in where your field.
Yeah.
That's why any degree is good, because it just proves you can go to school.
It gets the foot in the door.
Oh, yeah.
It gets the foot in the door.
And once your foot's in the door, you can hit the ground running.
You know what?
You're in debt for a house.
Not joking. Not joking. If I could ever time travel, I'd go back to 1983. And when my parents said, it gets your foot in the door, I'd come out of, inner space and clock them one.
Across the face.
Right across the face. Say, hey, I'm you from the future. Yeah. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah.
And another point there?
Yeah. The other one I'd throw in is that whatever you're going to do, it's got to be scalable in the sense of if demand ramps up, can you keep up with demand for whatever you're doing? Or are you going to be in the position where you can, which I think is good, become more selective and say no to more potential customers and subsequently raise your prices because you now can say no because you're so good.
Do you know what the price is for the question, how do I get the girls?
$200.
$200. And I just read the article I wrote and then I hang up. That's it.
I got one thing to add on this guy's one. Everyone I know who's majorly financially successful works really hard and really smart.
My sociology professor didn't tell me that.
Didn't he?
He told me, it told me because it was going through a transition and we didn't know what its gender was. I'm sorry for assuming it's gender.
Yeah, stop assuming gender.
He said that all your successful rich
just
friends.
Did it again. He called him he.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
God.
All your successful.
Sure.
Yeah.
Said that all your rich friends had it handed to them because of privilege and institutionalized privilegism.
Right.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay.
That's what Juror said.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
You guys got time for another one here?
Yeah. We're doing 3, aren't we?
We're doing 3. I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to paint it like we don't have a scheme or a plan.
No, we've got a plan.
Yeah, we got a plan. Yeah. But
It's
then
called smoking.
So we check the comments.
let's
and
check
see
the
if there's,
comments section. Right.
you
Let's
know,
see if there's any more
some-
super
Anyone
chats.
send us cigars or anything.
Yeah. Hey guys, I want to buy cigars here. So you send in a Great White Rabbit. Send in 2 99-cent donations. That's nice. Unless it's $2 or more, you don't get to write anything. So sometimes people just toss you $1, which is cool.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then the more you do, I didn't know this until like a couple days ago. The more you donate, the more you can write. So like Stefan Molyneux, he'll get $200 donations, and it'll just be this. My mother sucks at like, and they like. So if anyone wants to give me a $200 donation for me to read pages, I guess I will.
Okay. Well, I'll be doing
Or you
that.
could read about how to get the girl.
Yeah.
For
How
$200
do I get the girls?
Yeah.
And then we
And
keep
then
going
let's,
down here. Ahmed for $1.99. Cap, can I join the podcast? No, we wanted to have fun and relax.
Yeah.
Join Ahmed. Join us when we got chat on, because you're accounting as well, and it would just be better to have that there. This is us just fucking around and me teaching these old farts how to use internet technology.
No, he's not.
Not teaching anything.
I know, because you guys aren't capable of learning. You're just running around, working in the theater, burning your CDs.
What did you say? You guys are working in the theater, burning your
All right,
CDs.
all right. Somebody's in the theater.
Why are you saying somebody? Him.
We should just have the let's insult each other hour. It's just,
Yeah, I thought this was it.
yeah, this is it.
What do we
Right.
tell you about thinking?
All right.
It's kind of like having a nagging wife around. All right.
Okay. Hey, Cappy. Greetings and salutations to your good self. Also, good wishes from across the pond. I've been following your YouTube cast for a few years with much amusement and agreement, and we share the same age and probably a similar outlook, although different trades. I earn $50,000 a year, own my own place, own a nice car, an electrician, and semi-pro bass player. Never married, no kids, and by intention, and 138 IQ. Yeah, so he's kind of my brother across the pond there. During the last 4 years or so, I've become red-pilled and came to the evaluation that 1, everyone is a dick by default unless they prove to me otherwise, due to the ignorance, apathy, the fuck you attitude of today's narcissistic society that I see developing over the years. I agree 100% with that. Everyone is your enemy. Most people are lazy. They will fuck you over. There's less than 1% of the population that's worth your time, pretty much. Yeah? Okay.
Agree.
2, all women are garnished in massive amounts of self-obsessed bullshit, and everything they say should be sprinkled with a large amount of salt. I know this is going to sound horrible. I'm going to do the Nawalt. Not all women are
Not
like
all.
that.
Margaret Thatcher, for example.
Margaret Thatcher, but she's dead, and that's from like 40 years ago. Yeah, he's dude, because I do have female clients, and I do have nice women in my life. Not all women are like that. It's the veins popping out of Adam's head right now.
Yes, they are.
Yes.
Yes, they are. They all like that. They just haven't got to that point with you yet.
All right. Anyway, for the most part, yes. Especially Western women have been heavily propagandized into self-obsessed bullshit. And it could be their own self-worth, their own sexual market value, their careers, their educations.
Their
They've
Instagram accounts.
all been infected in some way, shape, or form. It just, the only consideration is the amount of the virus, mind virus infestation.
All right.
Okay. Obviously, if they have blue hair, tattoos, and they refer to themselves
True believer.
as
or
it,
whatever.
well, you've got a massive mind virus infestation.
All right. That's it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
You thought I was going to go on a rant.
No. Well, see, but I was going to go on this. I was going to go more on a statistical economic approach. And I should do a video on this because I got to keep giving this advice again. Guys, you leave a line in the water in case that nice girl comes along. Okay?
How can you leave a line in water?
A fishing line.
Fishing line.
Ah,
Weren't you the one that went on a fishing competition here recently?
I went on a trip. It wasn't a competition.
Did you use nets or did you use
There
casts?
were casts.
No, he jumped in the water and
I caught
caught
a,
with
Well, he is pretty awesome. He is the
he
Adam
would.
Piggott.
He would.
he
Yeah.
I caught a crab.
But that's good.
Yeah, and then we literally broke the crab up alive. It was the most
Oh,
heinous thing I've
really?
ever seen. Yeah. The guy I'm with, he took these big pliers and clipped off his clippers, and then he popped the top shell of the crab and peeled it off while it's alive, and then ripped it in half. Yeah, full on, man. I'm watching all this going, be cool, be cool.
Well, couldn't you
Act
kill the
natural.
thing? Give it an honorable death?
And what weird? We didn't have a shotgun with us, and
Well, you
and
can't
then
just
we
take a knife
and then we
kill it?
and then we took half the crab meat and stuck it back on the hook and threw it in. It was like, there you go.
God Almighty, that's kind
Yeah, they weren't biting that day.
It's a little harsh.
of that's
Yeah.
like I mean, did the crab do something personally to this guy?
I thought
Was
it
this
was
like
quite cute.
Moby
This
Dick
is-
crab and
yeah.
Ahab finally caught up with this crab?
It looked like standard fishing procedure, like putting a worm on a bait.
Yeah, no, I understand, but I
On a hook because the worm is the bait.
Right.
God
Yeah.
Almighty. All right. Anyway,
Anyway, all women are gay, blah blah
I'm
blah.
kind of like traumatized by this. What this
Also-
You're traumatized. I was watching it
I
happen.
know.
And then he stuck it on my hook. I was feeling pretty guilty casting back into the ocean. I can tell you that, right?
Almighty.
Little blue swimmer crab.
Most women have been co-opted to not want what you want. Let's put that. It sounds like he wants to date a woman, find a woman, maybe potentially get married. That's just not on the table anymore. It's just not on the table. It's maybe a very rare vintage of wine served at only a few select restaurants. So you have to
And you're not invited.
And you're not invited. Yeah. There's a video I did, kind of prepare for the statistical likelihood you'll never be married.
Yeah.
Because again, I've said it before, women today are not trained nor conditioned to be married or be mother material or wife material. So if you're looking for that traditional thing, that's not there today. And we can make the argument that on a genetic level or a biological level, that's deep down inside what they truly want. But we've had this conversation earlier today. Based on their actions, most women, if you look at it empirically, have no to little interest in marrying, let alone you. And even though that's the way it was for 2 million years, they got different plans because of feminism, indoctrination, whatever. And we can go through that at a different time. But then on top of that, where it's like, oh, that negates or disqualifies a lot of women from being marriage material. Then there is stuff that has nothing to do with career or anything, and that is the constant celebration of women. Like you're like that poster said, women are perfect.
Yeah.
It's like, holy fuck.
God.
I mean,
God, very, very, very true. That's what they think, and that's why Christian women are the most ridiculous. I mean, Dalrock blogs about this so well, but it's like they literally putting themselves on the same level as God.
You know, it's and
so much for the fallen man. You know.
Well, and I'm just saying there are other issues beyond their disinterest in marriage or a traditional relationship or kids. There's also, I mean, what would it be? Narcissism? Is that the?
Oh, it's chronic narcissism. It's chronic self-interest.
Okay.
It's self-obsession.
Sure.
They are the most important person in their lives, and the fact that no one else, understands them.
Mm-hmm.
It's always about their feelings, right? Now, with women, it's always been about their feelings, but they were never so rude enough to throw it in our faces.
Right.
But,
It's. I'm trying to figure out. Forget marriage and dating, just generally interacting with them.
I thought you were going to say just jerk off.
No. Don't let it get to you, I guess is what it is. I mean, realize what's happening, understand what's happening.
But that's also kind of an impossible thing to say because we
What,
all have
understand what's happening?
No, I mean to just accept it. We have a finite use by date. We have a shelf life, even
Right.
men. I mean, let's read the rest of his thing.
Well, no, this is very important because the number one.
This comes into what we're talking
right.
about.
But the number one thing all I'm pointing out is the number one thing in men's life is women. That's what you're programmed to want. I'm saying that's off the table. So he's got to get it in his head that that's not on the table, no matter what his genetics and desires are telling him. And then there's also, beyond the disinterest in marriage and traditionalism, the amount of ass kissing and pampering and spoiling we've got, and the victimhood complex. Like, here's all the opportunity in the world. Oh, by the way, you're still oppressed. And we're going to conveniently ignore the fact you majored in dumb shit. You don't work as many hours, and And if you did that, you'd actually close the gap. And women who do close the gap, we want you to do better. It is it's a psychopathy. It's a mental illness almost. Maybe you're not going to find it in the DSM-5, but if you're going up to a young lady that has just had her ass kissed and pampered, it's not like going up to the great one and saying, "Hey, great one," and cutting a CD burning joke. It's not. They're completely. They could be truly offended. You know, they could be.
Oh my
pissed
god!
off.
I
mean, like,
not the offended.
Well, yeah, I mean, you could be a rapist practically.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's
well, he was accused on Twitter yesterday of being.
Oh, probably.
No, I was creepy.
Creepy.
Creepy. I love that one.
Also, just
A
die.
pedophile?
Just die.
Oh yeah, people are telling me to just go die.
Just don't die.
Because I found a feminine-looking lady, feminine. I was like, oh wow, and now I'm a
creepy.
Yeah, you're creepy.
Creepy.
I said
creepy. You looked at a woman and you had an opinion. Creepy.
Creepy. Yeah.
She had no tattoos,
Creepy.
no piercings,
Creepy.
and wore a dress. Creepy.
Creepy. Creepy.
So that's the level.
Well, but that's what's fascinating to me about where we are now. So it's like you seeing a woman in public, or me seeing one, and
not
saying,
even talking to her.
right? Just saying, "Wow, there's an attractive woman." That's creepy. This is coming from the same girls who you go to their Instagram and it's their ass and their tits put on the internet for thousands of men to drool over. See, so that's normal.
No, for thousands of men to pay money.
Well, some of the girls aren't smart enough to charge money for that.
Well, a lot of them
That's
are.
why there's the wage gap.
But the girls who are charging money are the same ones
Okay.
that
But I'm just saying, like, for us to look at a girl is creepy. For them to put themselves on the internet for men to look at is normal.
Right. So
It's applauded.
The thing is, but they chose to do that. The innocent Amish
that's
lady
true.
who was innocently wandering around the airport for some reason.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
Cappy ogled.
Yeah.
Obviously,
That's true. She didn't consent.
She had
to
no
being looked
say in the whole situation. I mean, how can we even sit in the same room as this man?
I should have done
That's
like
true.
the top hat with the snidely whiplash and got the cape and I'm following her around.
Was it Muggsy? The Wacky Races.
Oh yeah.
That was great. That was the best cartoon of all, Wacky Races.
I don't know if that was the best
I
cartoon.
remember that.
Wacky Races is great.
Anyway, so not only be prepared for women just having no interest in a traditional, but also just crazy ass. Well, I can't describe it any more than mentally ill.
Oh, no,
mentally ill.
Mentally ill.
You know,
I mean, chronic narcissism is it's a pathological self-obsession.
Yeah, and it's a complete lack of self-awareness.
right.
too.
But at the same time, I'm still saying leave a line out there because there
Right,
are some
'cause
good girls out there. You
could
have
happen.
yoga pants, girl. You told us she's
I mean,
pretty cool.
She's pretty good.
Yeah. And I know you've never met a girl you like.
Hang on,
but-
do you have?
Well, he doesn't mean it in that sense. He means.
Well,
that
what
she
sense are we
exists.
talking about?
Well, I don't know. He
I'm
brought it up.
saying-
That don't look at me.
I'm saying there are nice girls out there, and they're not all a bunch of
Well, I mean-
raging feminist
Right.
quantahas who are capable of
Yeah.
selflessness and even love and altruism.
I mean,
Really? I've never met one.
Yeah.
Well, I'll introduce you to my niece's mother. She's a very wonderful, loving woman. I'll introduce you to the GF. Oh, yeah.
yeah,
He's got the look of like,
I know,
I just
he's
grew a
just
set of tits.
stunned,
Right now.
yeah.
I'm just got the look of when you're going to wake up and smell the roses. All right.
All right.
Point
Anyway. Three, I found myself being able to judge women by solely their looks. Fake up. That's a new
Fake
Oh, he
up.
told
That's
me
what it's
fake
called.
up. That's a
Fake
new one.
up.
Fake up. All right.
Yeah.
Drawn on eyebrows.
Do you know the translation for the Italian word for makeup is? Makeup is trucco.
Truco?
Trucco.
Huh?
Trick.
No kidding, really?
Yeah.
Well,
Oh.
it is a trick.
Fake up, drawn on eyebrows, fake tans, false eyelashes, yada yada. But that's always been the way. I mean, they put heels and garter.
You look at Playboy centerfolds from the early 1970s, and these girls were completely, I mean, there was none of it.
Oh,
None
okay.
of it.
Well, you are old enough to remember the Playboys from the 70s, so that's got them. See? Huh? Hey, you see what I did there?
I saw that. You just
Wow.
walked right into that.
Good
one,
thing there's
Adam.
water here. You can put them out on fire. Then
Wow.
there we go.
But, hey, burn. Burn.
Got to be careful with these youngins, man.
Yeah.
They will
He's sharp as a tack.
turn your back and.
Point 4.
Anyway, he says, I just tend to look away. I will say that you can judge not only women but men by their cover. You can pretty much. People will give you a tell. They'll warn you.
Appearances,
Appearances
ideology.
usually. Oh God, where was I? This
Bathroom.
kid. No, maybe it was the airport.
The airport. That was going to be my second.
Because it was
choice,
just a goddamn zoo, a circus at the airport. I don't think it was. Maybe it was a rental place. But this kid, he had like black Titan sweatpants with loafers.
What?
And his legs
Like
were about
yoga
as
pants?
about as skinny as this is this thing. You know, that skinny leg? Like, there's no bulge. He didn't have a calf. It just went like this, tapered straight down into his loafers, and it was like sweatpants, but they were tapered. You know what I'm talking about? You never seen it? Okay, it's imminently punchable. It's just, and I'm looking at him, and I don't know him personally. He could be a very nice guy, but you know what? I don't want him on my side in a bar fight. Yeah. You know, I want him on the opposing team, and I'm betting he probably doesn't hit the gym. I'm also betting he's probably not pretty good with ladies. I'm also betting he's probably a leftist. You know, Pajama Boy, remember him? Yeah. The thick rimmed glasses. Yeah. You know, you see Rachel Maddow. They're all, you can assume some things. So he's right about that. But yeah, I mean, you know, if she's got a bunch of tattoos and Chinese proverbs, you can assume we're not dealing with an IQ of 140.
If she has inspirational sayings, you know, dream, blah, whatever. The inspirational saying tattoos.
Right. I like when I walk into people's houses and they have that in their bathroom, like at the toilet.
Oh yeah.
So you know, this house is a house of love, and whatever the messages are, you know, the reality is the opposite.
As I always say, if you have to say you've got it, you don't.
Tell us about that 28-year-old you saw that was just rare at the Clam Shack or whatever.
Oh, down here.
Yeah. See, no, she comported herself. She told a different story.
Yeah. So we were down, and she was with a group of 4 ladies, probably around the age of 27, 28. She was a decent 9 out of 10. Beautiful summer dress, big white hat, drink in her hand. She was there for about an hour. She only had the one drink. Well, all the girlfriends probably had about 3 or 4. And just style poised, never looked at a phone once the whole time. Just from the appearance of it, lovely lady.
Yeah,
of course. So she's going to be, you know, emotional cripple and a narcissist. But from what we could tell on the outside, it was pretty good.
Well, and I'm sure that all of her friends probably spend all their time trying to drag her down as well.
Might have.
You know, so I mean, she's resisted this far, which is kind of impressive, because I'm sure she's hearing about how she needs to eat a sandwich, and she'd be a lot cuter if she'd cut her hair short.
Yeah. Oh, your hair up is so good, Sean.
Yeah.
So you can. Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with them. 4 women these days don't realize how shit they look, fat, unhealthy, and think every man is chasing them. Though I deserve so much more than this quote. I think they think. I will testify to this not because I've seen it on the front lines, but because my agent in the field, Chad, and John, other people who are dating, they are reporting this, where these guys are solid 7s, maybe even 8s. They make their 6 figures, and all they get are 4s and 5s, responding to them on dating sites and things like that.
I don't even know why people bother with dating sites. I mean, it's such a superficial structure to begin with. What do you think you're gonna find on there? If it's all based on
men do it because men will try to get babes anywhere they can get them.
True.
Women do it because the women that are on the dating sites, and I say this because I have an OkCupid account and I log in every now and then to look through it. Yeah. And as I've said before,
professional interest.
Yeah, professional interest. It really is. I'm not making that up. And like the women on the dating sites are slightly one tier above the women on Tinder. Like if you want to see the worst women in the United States,
Tinder,
go on a dating site. I guess Tinder's a dating site, whatever. I don't give a shit. Just go with it, okay? But it's the women that have, for whatever, either they're grossly fat, the tattoos. I mean, they are the freakiest of the freak. I'm fucking telling you.
So what?
Or the ones that are physically attractive. You read what they've written, and you can tell that they're massively damaged. So the women on these sites are the ones that are so damaged, no man will go near them in real life. Right. That's why people are on dating sites.
So when people say they're dating them with that background on dating sites, if you're fishing in a pile of shit, why are you surprised when you pull out, you know?
But here's my question: Is it really the pile of shit? Especially for younger people, since everything is online. I'm wondering. We may say Tinder or Plenty of Fish, whatever other dating sites are out there. Like, oh my God, this must be the reject bin. I'm asking, are you sure it's the reject bin? Because if you go out there and look, you know, this was my observation, everybody's getting a lot uglier. The boys are getting weaker and noodly armed. The girls are getting, as he pointed out, they're getting fatter and uglier.
Man, since I've been down here in the South, in this town here, most of the guys in the bar that last night at Arms pretty much like tree trunks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, definitely. In fact, if what I'm seeing is that the men are getting better looking as the women get uglier.
I think because you're working in an oil town.
Okay.
Because when we went to that gym today, I'm not kidding.
God.
Those were the rippest dudes I've seen at any
Same
gym.
here.
I was really
My
impressed.
God,
I was really impressed.
Every one of
You
those
go.
guys.
What I would say is use Target or Walmart or just going out in public, and I train myself to do this. Is don't always look at the pretty people, which is increasingly hard to find.
Right.
Just look at all the people. And this is why, I said, God damn it, man, I'm getting pissed because I'm getting sick and tired of seeing ugly people all the time. It's a negative externality. It's like bad architecture. It's like an ugly painting.
Yeah.
And if you go and you actually look, like when we were at the coffee store, did you see the 3 fat ladies behind me?
Yeah, that's why I walked outside.
Oh, did you actually see the 3 fat ladies?
Yeah, that's why I walked.
Oh, okay. All right, so you did notice it.
Also because they were starting to overhear our conversation. I didn't want someone to go, oh, can't believe you're saying
Did you notice them?
No.
Yeah, because your eye is naturally going to go to yoga pants girl.
Right. I was looking at the one in front of us in line.
Right,
It was not
exactly.
overweight. I mean, she wasn't a 9, but
That's my point. See,
she was attractive.
For me to be effective,
She wasn't fat.
Like-
She wasn't a 2.
She was a 5.
No.
At best.
And she was the only 5 in the coffee shop.
Are you saying there's no skinny ugly girls?
No, I didn't say that. I said she wasn't fat.
Okay.
which is a 5.
5.
Yeah.
She was a 5.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing about 5. I'm saying she was the highest rated girl in the coffee shop.
Oh, yeah.
Which isn't saying much. That's my entire
Right,
point.
and that's we all
you
agree
guys
on this.
think that, oh wow, look at Tinder and look at this must be the reject pile. I'm like, no, go outside and look around, and you're going to see that is reality. So yes, people are getting fatter, people are getting uglier, and look at what we've trained. We tell the women they don't need a man, which technically they don't. So if you don't need a man, why would you bother being in shape? And then you would focus in on yourself since you have no one else in your life. So then it's like, okay, I'm going to have creative sayings or dolphins tattooed on my shoulder blade, and it's going to be my career. And that's fine. You can do whatever you want. But getting a member of the opposite sex requires, at least in the olden days and at minimum, that you have a modicum of sexiness and attractiveness. Nobody's doing that anymore. Men are going to porn, jerking off, not hitting the gym. Women are just getting fat. They're going to get tight. They got attitude and lip. But again, no one's really looking for it. So for this poor client, he still is like stuck in 1981 or something, thinking Reagan's going to be around. We're all going to go see Back to the Future as a nuclear family. Again, that's not on the table. And you can see that empirically, and his eyes are not deceiving him. Yes, people are getting uglier.
Number 5, I think.
Number 5, I have had several regular pump and dumps and booty calls over the last couple of years with 6s to 8s. I have no inclination to engage in full-time relationship. That was on purpose?
Yeah, that was on purpose.
So, question for Cappy, am I being too picky?
I think by the language he's carrying a little bit of baggage. But anyway.
Just a touch. So, question for Cappy, am I being too picky? I don't feel lonely. I'm happy in my own time. I've sort of come to the Terrence Popp conclusion that I may be on a several-year break looking after myself and building my castle. I don't think he's being too picky at all. Then
why is he asking the question? Look, he's saying, I don't feel lonely and I'm happy in my own time. I've sort of come to the conclusion, blah, 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 blah. Or am I denial? What do you think? Why is he asking this question? If it wasn't a problem, would he be asking the question?
Maybe he's just wondering if, like, for confirmation, like, are my bearings right? Are my instrumentation?
Yeah, am I going in the right direction?
Are you the third party opinion, just maybe confirmation?
Yeah.
And I'd have to agree with them. But at the same time, I'm not stupid enough to say, like these MGTOWs, like, oh, fuck women. And they actually hate women.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I'd like to have a woman. I like women, in theory, on paper, and if the right one comes. So again, leave the line out. But no, it is that bad. It's that bad. And I could even have Chad or John or Beckloff or any one of these other guys come in who are actively dating, and they'll report back and say, yeah, it's just, and I trust them not to be the type that stay in the house and don't go. I mean, they're actually actively out there trying to date.
The thing is, I never actively dated. So I had an Italian girlfriend for 3 years, and then I broke up with her. And for 3 years, I was single. I was working as a rafting guide up in the Italian Valley. So obviously I had access to women, But I was very selective on who I hung out with, and it was very occasional stuff. I never actually went out and dated at any point in time in my life. I've always found that if you go out there and try and find a woman, whether it's even for a one night stand or for something, it just doesn't happen. You know, it just doesn't happen that way.
Right.
You're trying to force it too much. I've always found in my life, and I've been with a fair few women, but I've always found that you just have to do your own thing. Just be on your mission. Sounds like this guy's got his mission.
He does.
He's got his stuff sorted out. And the thing about this is, if you're always running around looking, you got the desperation smell about you,
right?
And that is a scientific odor
that will send women to a different galaxy.
Galaxy. Okay. Number two, if you're running around like a crazy person trying to find someone, it's like your heads are revolving, you know, a tornado or something like this, and you actually never see what's around you. You never actually see, because the very few opportunities that happen across your radar, you've got to be able to, one, identify them and put yourself in the best position to nail them. Okay, that you can. And by nail, I don't mean screw. I mean
right. No, I mean
to nail it down.
Right.
Yeah. But the other point is, to be able to do that, you got to be single. I mean, if you hock up with whatever,
right,
because you want to be with someone,
right,
okay, because you need the companionship or need the sex or whatever it is, it means that you are not available when one of those actually decent ones will come along. I don't want to say quality woman, because it just doesn't exist, but when one of the decent ones, one of the superior ones, okay, will come into your radar.
We'll give superior.
Yeah.
Okay.
Superior. Here's the least mind virus infected. Okay. The least mind virus infected. Here's the thing: if one of these women comes across your radar, you're with someone and you try and dump that woman to go with her. The woman that you're trying to get with, if she is semi-decent, won't have a bar of you.
Right.
The type of woman that would accept that you would dump someone you're with to go be with them is exactly the type of person to do that to you.
Right.
Okay, because they accept that sort of behavior. So my point is, you shouldn't be out. Whenever I hear the term actively dating, it's already wrong. It's already wrong at that point. You shouldn't be on any of these fucking websites. Just work on your business, work on your mission, work on what you're trying to do, and put yourself in a position where socially, occasionally, you bump into women.
I agree with all that. I think his primary concern was, that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's worried, should I maybe take a more structured approach to this? Am I missing out on, should I start looking for something serious? And I think he's already doing exactly what you're saying, and it's exactly going to get him. This route he's currently on is the best possible route for him to get what he ultimately wants.
And there's no guarantee of success.
And there's no guarantee of success.
The only reason I would structure it a little bit more is if you're getting older and the time is running out on you to attract someone of whatever your priorities and age is.
Yeah. So
in that regard, maybe you do want to prioritize it a bit more. But
I still think steady as she goes right now. And that's the hardest advice I have to give. It's like, guys, how do I find a company that makes me lots of money and doesn't take a lot of effort? How do I find a great girl that will do this at X, Y? How do I find a great? It's like, it doesn't exist. Stop looking. It's hard work, and you're not guaranteed to get it. Now shut the fuck up and go away. That kind of thing. And that's the truth. That's the truth. But
they're about to vacuum the hallway right outside our
That's
hotel.
fine, dude. I had so much crap. I can't wait to get to the new Northern Command. Because I'm going to have it all
birds
soundproof.
Chirping.
Nope, there's going to be no birds chirping.
Not even birds.
Nope, it's going to be soundproof.
Triple glass.
The woman's not allowed in there.
In the study.
It's my study. Yep. It's like, you're not allowed in here.
Secret knock?
Yes, I'll give you the PIggott knock. Maybe. Hey, fucking Cappy, let me in. God damn it.
Don't talk like that. Shall we check?
Yeah, you do, actually.
Shall we?
All right, guys.
Let's
One,
go
if that's how PIggott talks.
Yeah, here we go. Let's go do some more super chats so that we haven't fallen too far behind. There's Bacon Maldito, yep, with the 223.
All right.
See, I got to scroll again because
It keeps refreshing.
YouTube says, "Oh, but you wanted us to do this. We got this new thing that'll automatically scroll."
Oh, fantastic! Thanks, YouTube.
Yeah. Bacon says humans. Fucking
Fucking hell.
Jesus Christ!
That's annoying.
It's annoying as fuck. Humans will always tell you what they aren't.
Okay.
True.
Yeah.
And another 223 from Bacon. Cappy, tell them about
The Amish girl. Yeah.
the Amish girl. Normal equals. Yeah, I mean, we already talked about
What was she out of 10, by the way?
She was a 6.
She was a 6.
It wasn't that she wasn't hot. It was just that she was feminine. Like, you should have seen. It was a zoo. It was every tatted up color, hair, obesity, and then it was just, it looked female.
Yeah.
It was the only feminine thing in there, and you naturally glance towards what, you don't really register right away. I'm like, oh shit, she's Amish or Mennonite or whatever. And then it dawned on me, it's like, holy crap. These gals from Little House on the Prairie with the Little House this is the hottest thing in this place. And it's not that hot. So once again, testifying to the previous client, yeah, it is getting that bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his eyes aren't deceiving him.
Yeah.
It is that bad. Now, admittedly, I was at Spirit Airlines, which is like the El Cheapo low grade, which I love, by the way. I love. So maybe that has something to do with it. Because like when you go to the Delta's for the elite.
Oh, is it?
Oh, yes. Delta is very, well, not very, but you could tell. You're like,
Fucking, I flew on Delta. It was a zoo.
you didn't like Delta?
Oh, my God. I flew United as well. That was pretty bad.
Yeah, when I go to the Delta gate, I'm kind of like, these are not my people. They're going to figure me out pretty soon here.
My first trip to America, I went to the United Airlines gate in Amsterdam, and the whole of airport was normal size, apart from that one gate.
Yeah,
it was just full of fatties.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, could have just then it's America.
Yeah.
America. That's all for the super chats. Let's go to the next one. Hello, Aaron. Please keep me anonymous. Anything in brackets is intended for you and Mr. PIggott. Should you ever do a podcast together? You think we should do a podcast together?
I tell you what, when did he send this? This guy's got excellent timing. Thursday. There we go. Yeah.
Background. After listening to your advice 3 years ago, I switched from economics to computer science. Awesome. After truly trying my hardest in the core application courses, I didn't make the GPA cutoff for the program. I chose to leave university to work in a place in this stuff.
Yeah.
Fast forward 3 years, and I have my micro FU fund plus way too much silver, by the way. I think you got more than enough silver.
Yeah, you can probably divide that
you
by
can
four.
get a quarter of that and diversify your investments. A cheap car, no debt. Isn't it amazing, just to interject here, he left university and he has a positive net worth and a job and a car and no debt.
Fascinating.
It's almost as if college is bad for your finances unless you really choose wisely.
Yeah.
Oh.
Who's been saying that?
I wonder if you guys wrote a book about that.
I wish somebody did write a book about
That'd be
it.
great.
He's
Book.
probably a sexist, misogynist, racist guy who wants to hurt
Pig.
people.
Don't forget Pig.
Pig. Yeah.
Pig.
Yeah, sexist, misogynist.
Looks at women without their consent.
Yeah, and then
It's
talks about it.
enthusiastic.
Has
consent.
opinions about women.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Opinions.
Dude, that was the most milky toast thing. She's wearing a dress. That was it.
Boy.
And it's still melting down the internet.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't checked it, but dude, like I think I'm up 10 or 12% subscribership. But I also believe I have what you call it. This is where I'm conflicted. I have signed up for.
Do you want to define what they just said?
It is what I
there?
think most of my listeners. It is. There's some people that have what I call it. And whereas I could not make it in banking, there were just some guys and gals that had it. They weren't assholes. They weren't dude bros. They're very professional, but it was either they looked real good but they also had a personality where they just thrived in a law, banking, finance, sales type environment. And they just would get promoted. They worked real well. Another perfect example, in my old place, when I first moved in, I got a bank account in the town bank, and his name was Dave. And he was this Latino guy, and he was bilingual. And he had what was it, because within 3 years, he was promoted from teller to banker. And then I didn't see him again because he got promoted to corporate. He just had what was it. And he was nice and he was professional. And I don't think it had nothing to do with affirmative action. He had that je ne sais quoi ça of it. And if you have it, you're one of the few that can actually make it in that investment banking, consulting, ass-kissing, brown-nosing world without actually doing it. It's like a natural gravitation towards a leadership figure, I guess. But this guy claims to have what's it. This is where I'm conflicted. I've signed up for a 2-year bachelor's program here starting in September. I know you hate business diplomas, but after talking with employers, graduates, and friends working in the industry, this program is highly recommended. Option 2 is applying for a working holiday visa. I've always wanted to try global reconnaissance, specifically Australia, but I am not sure if this is reserved for rich white girls from the suburbs. I also should have European citizenship come early 2020, leading to easier global recon in the future. Note, a working visa is designed for young people to work in different countries, not just for travel. Is there merit to global reconnaissance, or is this just a waste of time? Should I go to the business diploma, stick it out for 2 years, then leave this leftist shithole? If any listeners have any experience with working visas or leaving North America for other countries, please leave your comments. Looking forward to insight from both you and Mr. PIggott, as you both have experience in my city's region. And he signs off. You're the celebrity guest asshole consultant. He specifically requested you. What do you think?
Okay. So we worked out his age. He's in his early 20s. And so the working visa for Australia, last time I checked, had to be under 30. It's a 1-year visa. I think you have to travel with it. You can't stay in the one job for 12 months. You have to
Travel or something.
You have to move from job to job with it. I initially, when Cappy showed me this one an hour or so ago, my initial reaction was to just say, don't do Australia. But I've since had a little bit of a think about this. This is why the stewing on the topic is, I think, valuable.
But all women still suck, right?
In varying degrees.
Okay. No,
yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay.
So if you come up with one that's different, let me know. Okay. And if they don't suck, it's just you haven't added the word yet.
She's just superior.
Okay.
She's just superior.
Yeah. To the other ones that are out there. Do you want me to answer this?
Yes, please.
Question,
I'm just doing what you do.
What, be a cunt?
No,
Yes. Yes.
So, I think Australia is a viable option if you do the following. 1, don't work in any of the 5 major cities in Australia. So Perth, Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide. Stay away from those areas where everyone is. If you're going to go and do a global reconnaissance, I would recommend far north Queensland, somewhere in the bush, mining towns in Western Australia, wheat belt towns, something like that. I would be going off the beaten path and away from the backpacker routes as well. Because that way you can, so few people are doing that. And I know there's a demand for workers out in the country in Australia that you could find yourself in interesting situations. You're looking to broaden your whole horizons, and that's the best way to do it. You don't really broaden your horizons by plonking yourself down in a modern city, because honestly, a modern Australian city is interchangeable with a modern North American city in so many ways. You're not going to be doing anything different. All you will have changed is your physical location and the accent.
And then the women also all over there suck too.
Okay. Dude, I think Australian women.
It was a joke.
For me,
it was just a joke.
Australian women for me.
Get some coffee.
Let's get some coffee. We'll come back.
Just when they open their mouths and talk, it's all over at that point. Hey, go, mate. Oh, you're all right, aren't you? Stop laughing, you two fucks. Lucky we don't have video at the moment, guys. Lucky we don't have video. We do that, of course, to keep the great one's identity secret from the world. Though I will tell you all that his initials are ZZ. Anyway, that's my thoughts on Australia. I think it actually is a good idea as long as you follow those general rules. I think that'd be a good one for you. As regards to the EU, I don't know whether the EU will be around in 2020.
It's true.
I give the EU at best 5 years at this point. I think Brexit is simply a litmus test for other countries in the EU of how not to leave the European Union. And once that's all finished, I think it's going to be a competition between Italy and Hungary about who gets out first, and the Netherlands will quickly. They're already talking about Nexit in the Netherlands at the moment. So with that regard, I don't know which country your EU citizenship will get you. Obviously, it's got to be a mainland one. So obviously, that country's an option for you as well. I find Europe to be a lot of good fun, and it could be very viable for you also. I wouldn't be going to do this reconnaissance for any specific job-related reasons or anything like that. I would keep it vague in general, and then make the most of the opportunities that present themselves. And don't quibble. If an opportunity comes up when you're over there, just take it and see where it goes. Don't wait for a better one to turn up, because that might have been your best one. And I see that a lot in the questions that you get in general, Aaron, from people, is especially the first one we looked at. And obviously you want it to be dude bro-ish and all the rest of it.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like, oh, what if I do this, but and then it doesn't work out? I'll be wasted 4 years and blah, blah, blah. You're never wasting.
Nope.
You're never wasting that time, as long as you're moving forward, as long as you're developing, as long as you're progressing.
And I'd also say experiencing and experimenting. I had a kid. He could tell me, he's probably listening. He was all beat up. He's 19 years old, and after he graduated, pretty much a year exactly ago, and he says, all I did was party and get drunk and do drugs and tried a couple jobs. I tried Seth Heim's online course, and now I'm 19 and all my friends are going and off to college, and like, did I waste my time? Now let me ask you guys something. Do you think he wasted his time?
No, because he's already come to the realization at 19.
Exactly. That he's already
questioning it. He's got it out of his system.
Right.
Exactly.
And he's not wasting his money on university.
I told him, you got the college experience without having to pay $300 a credit.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, you did waste your time. That's stupid to do drugs and booze, but you were going to probably do that anyway. And here's the other thing. He experimented. He tried Seth Heim's digital marketing course. He half-assed it, but he tried it. And that's exactly what everybody's got to do. And when you're saying he goes out and do reconnaissance on the work visa, they think just if I'm not an MBA pulling down 80 grand a year, then I'm wasting my time. Or if I'm not in, it's like, no, you got to suss things out. You got to wander in the desert. And this wandering the desert it's going to be a fun part of wandering the desert, but it's not wasting your time.
No.
It's evaluating and figuring out your options. Unlike women at 52 years old who want to go find themselves, you should be finding yourself at the age of 18, 19, 20.
Making yourself.
You got to figure out who you want to become first, and then make yourself. But yeah, well, my question is, what do you think about him going to school versus traveling?
I don't understand why he wants to do this 2-year business degree. I don't know. He's done so well not doing a degree.
It's amazing again what happens when you don't go to college. We got to keep it quiet, but he has higher net worth than most baby boomers now. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's amazing what happens when you don't go to college.
So if what he's doing is succeeding, why would he then go and do the opposite of that? Why would he then go to, you know what I mean?
Because that's what you're supposed to do. I'm sure his parents and everybody's pushing him.
I tell you what, when I left Perth on a motorbike and rode across, I wasn't supposed to do that.
Right.
One thing though, don't fall in love with the whole global reconnaissance thing as an end of itself. I have seen people fall into that trap, and 30 years later, they're still, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy going to a nightclub at 40.
They kind of base their identity around it. But I don't understand why he'd go to the business degree. I really don't. I thought weren't business degrees worthless degrees?
They are, but he claims to have what's it. And so, and he has people who know him and who work in the industry that say, it's highly recommended. And there's a chance he has what's it, and it's only 2 years, but it is 2 years.
If you've got it and you go out global reconnaissance, then I think the variables that'll pop up for you will be a lot more dynamic and exciting than a 2-year bachelor degree.
Here's what I would like if this is possible. If it is a degree in business, does he need to be there to work on the flux capacitor or the hemispheric differential to get his degree?
Do you mean, can he do it remotely?
Yeah. This is every business degree could be done remotely. And I'm wondering if there's another educational option for him to do it remotely while he's traveling around the world doing take a class here or there.
As long as he's not trying to do it full time.
Not full time. No. But he doesn't want us to mention what the specific diploma is. That diploma should be done online. There should be some kind of accredited diploma like that online. at his country. And if that would be the ideal situation, then I'd say, yeah, go do your global reconnaissance. Matter of fact, you only need 200 ounces of silver, dude. So whatever that leaves in your budget, which is a lot, I'd take that, cash it in, and then go travel and do your global reconnaissance while you're studying online. If you can't study online because, well, we need to see you here because we're a bunch of baby boomer fucks and we want to suck the blood money out of you because how do we know you're studying if we can't see you? I can't wait for him to die. No, I can't. It's just like this bad Chinese food America ate, and it's like finally in the lower intestines. It's finally about to be shat out. But
steaming.
Yeah, but then we just engorged ourselves on some millennial bad Chinese food, and that's going to have to go through the digestive tract. If he can't do it, then what I would say is education will always be there. It's not going anywhere. If he has it now, he'll still have it tomorrow. And I would probably go do the reconnaissance by cashing in a little bit of that silver. And then he'll know a little bit more about himself. As you said, there'll be other opportunities. You could do a work visa as well if you wanted to.
I would do the work visa. I would never just randomly travel and not work.
Okay.
Because you need there's all right, you're either in it. All right, the colleague of mine that you met this morning here,
yes,
a Dutch colleague who's down. We had a discussion the other day because he's got friends of his in Holland who were huge fans of all things America and particularly the South. And when they heard that he was down here for work, the guy, because his friends already traveled down here 3 or 4 times as a tourist, and he found out that my colleague was down here for work. He was so jealous.
Because he was in Louisiana?
For work, not as a tourist.
Okay.
He was here as a local.
Okay.
And I got to say that there's from all the traveling I've done and the people I've seen traveling from places I've been living. Okay, I haven't traveled. I've traveled worked. I've never gone to.
That is true. If you read his book, yes.
Yeah. So there's a massive difference between the two things. If you're traveling for the sake of traveling, you're peering into the bowl from the outside. You are not involved what's going on. It's all transactional, and you're the one getting it in the ass the whole time.
All right.
Okay. If you're over there working, you're now immersing yourself and inserting yourself into the local society and the local culture, and that's a whole nother level of existence.
Right.
Yeah. And that's where you get opportunities.
Networks,
right. Learning, experiences. If people got experiences for travel, then all these eat, pray, love girls would be the wisest people on the planet.
Wait a minute. Yeah. Wait a minute. Are you saying when on their dating profile, the hobbies and interests, I like to travel? You mean they're not 185 IQ geniuses?
What can I tell you? What can I tell you? I know it's shocking. I thought
traveling was hard, arduous, and very intellectually demanding.
Yeah. Finding that next pecan bar. No, it's really. I would. So we look at what his net worth here is. I would leave the majority of that intact.
Okay.
I would buy your round trip ticket, open for a year, whatever it is, with your entry and exit point, and then I would give yourself. I'll give yourself 5 large, and that's it. So that you never want to go backwards, right? You never want to go fully back. You can go down a little bit to get up to a higher point. That's how it works. But I would not just be going over there to blow everything that you've worked for. So I'll be going over there to work, and his intention should also be to save money while he's over there.
Okay.
Not piss it up against the wall. All right. Not get involved in the whole. If you're going to do this smart, you got to do it smart all the way through. You can't just do it half smart.
Okay. All right, so we're kind of you have more experience traveling overseas. I just know how to find really crappy overpriced Italian food with like shavings, microscopically thin shavings of prosciutto.
When you did your see, I was reading your blog back then when you did that thing that we had no contact, and I left a comment on the thing when you were announcing going to Italy because I was in Italy at the time.
Oh, I should have.
And I actually it was a long comment. You never replied. It's like, look, Cappy, I am here. I'm living here. I can show you where to go. I can show you what's the blah blah. This is before pushing rubber downhill, all sort of stuff. And you just didn't even. But, you probably thought I was a freak. Or
no. It's not that. It's I learned this in radio. When AM 1500 they have like their every radio station has like their flagship guy, the most popular guy. Dude, they get hundreds. It's like being a hot chick on a dating site. I mean, you get all this email comment, and the comments, and it's not that I don't want. If I had unlimited time, yeah, I'd read through every comment, I engage. I don't have the time, and especially back then when I don't think they're podcasting or the YouTube because of the bandwidth. I'll explain. That would be a footnote and test later in the class.
Yeah.
I even had like a little bit of time, but now there is no time. So it's kind of, it's like, yeah, I love that. I got an offer to go fishing up in Alberta in one of those ancient abandoned lakes.
Mm-hmm.
And I saved that one, and I haven't contacted that guy in 5 years. I had an offer to go shoot guns in Seligman, Arizona. You know what happened to the guy?
He shot himself?
He's dead. I don't know. He shot himself. Yeah, but I mean, he's dead. I found out he's dead, and yeah, it's kind of sad. But there's only so much time.
Yeah.
And I came down here to visit you, Adam.
That's
Look
true.
at that. Look at that. The
That's
great
true.
one came out here.
You both did, and I'm touched. The cockles of my heart, whatever they are, they're
Right.
touched.
Emphasis on cock.
Cock.
Oh, cockle.
Cockles.
Cockles.
Yeah, the cockles.
Not the cockles.
Yeah. I think cockles.
He had a
worse
case
than
of the
cockles.
cockles yesterday. Oh, dang! I got a case of the cockles.
Yeah.
Blimey.
Blimey.
You made it sound like he had hiccups, and he was like, "Oh, dang!" And I'm like, "What? You having a heart attack?" No, I got the hiccups. Dun dun dun. And I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" And here he is, like actually grabbing his chest.
Yeah.
And it's like, are you kidding? Like, are the hiccups bad? Did you account for the hemispheric differential?
I just want everyone to know
Australia
that the two of them showed no interest at all in me dying on the side of the road,
You had hiccups.
and their
You
conversation
weren't on the road.
continued
We were on the
unabated.
patio at the bar.
Well,
The road was way over
Look,
there.
stop offending me and with your details.
Hey, great one. Remember the time PIggott almost died of dun 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 hiccups?
Hiccups.
So this is going to be like a meme.
Are hiccups like dangerous down in Australia? Like,
Yeah, they'll kill you.
yeah, spiders.
Slide drop
Yeah,
bears.
the spiders, the
The
snakes,
snakes
and the
and the
hiccups.
hiccups.
drop
right.
bears.
Yeah.
It's-
They're very dangerous.
The death statistics in Australia, per cases of 100,000.
Yes.
Rattlesnake.
Uh-huh.
Other
We
snake.
don't have rattlesnakes.
Well, whatever snakes.
Our snakes are not so nice that they let you know. Hey, I'm over here.
That I do appreciate.
Yeah, I
Can't see a
appreciate that
problem.
Yeah, our snakes are very courteous.
Ours has come at you at about 45 miles an hour.
Yeah, isn't it
Whispering
like
death.
isn't it like a lot of the bites is people riding out on the backwater or whatever they call it, and they got their arm out and they might hit a snake and it bites up and gets them in their
Or
arm?
it's like a deflection. The snake's launched itself at you, and you've done like a defensive thing like that.
Really?
Yeah. Full on. I'm not joking at this point. Like a king brown.
yeah.
A king brown snake is, I think it's in the top 2 venomous snakes in the world.
All right.
I've seen one crossing like a single lane, like a lane in each direction road, and its head was on one side of the road and its tail was still off on the other side.
It's that big.
Oh yeah,
And they're venomous.
the second most venomous snake in
And
the world.
not a constrictor? That size is not a constrictor.
No, it's only about that thick.
Oh, so it's a very skinny, long snake.
Yeah, and
Oh.
I think they're like, 45 miles an hour sort of shit.
Whoa.
They'll chase you down,
Oh,
and you'll be doing your own thing over here,
Yeah.
and 100 meters away, the snake will be doing its own thing over here, and the snake will turn and go, "I'm gonna fucking kill that guy."
Wow.
Yeah.
So there's scorpions, spiders, snakes.
We don't even worry about scorpions. They're so low down on the worry about scale in Australia. They're like, that's a killer scorpion. Let the kids play with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then not the Arizona bark scorpions, the ones I find out are the most poisonous in North America, and they're in the Southern Command's backyard.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and one in the toilet. It got through the vent.
Really?
Fantastic.
Cool.
Yeah,
Did it have a shot?
Did it have a what?
Did it have a go?
No, it was in the toilet. It was dead.
Ah.
But they can live in the toilet for 4 days, like underwater. They're just like these they will survive a nuclear blast.
When you're camping in Australia on your motorbike, you got a tent. You take your boots off at night. You've got to put your boots inside your tent and zip it up.
Oh,
Yeah, no, of course.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, I do that in
I
Vegas.
would do that
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Because a trucker might steal your boots.
A what? A trucker monster?
A trucker.
But then at the very top, 4 times the national average of snake death bite per 100,000 is hiccups. Do they have like public service and on hiccups?
Oh yeah, wait. That was like a
I'm sorry.
tornado warning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like the piano playing,
Yeah.
just one solid kick. Ding, ding, ding. Hiccups. Ding, ding, ding. They kill 80 million of us fuckers every year.
Look, it was really bad. I was having it. I thought I was getting heartburn as well.
Take Adam PIggott, for example.
Let's check the comments.
Did he account for the, what was it?
Hemispheric
Differential? No.
Do I just come up here?
Right, you gotta scroll over there.
See if you got some more. What is it? That's your name.
Yeah, unless it's highlighted.
This is really. I think
it is very annoying.
If I hold it there.
There's Noah. Yeah, Noah's
No.
a regular. Keep going up top because there might be more.
All right. Oh, here's a good one.
Oh, yeah.
Rainy works. What traits?
No, keep going. Here, I'm the professional. Here, let me
No,
show you.
I was holding it.
No, you're zooming through them all.
Okay, there we go. So
One at a time.
There we go. Rayon. Where in the UK can I find traditional redheads? Scotland and Ireland.
Here, let me do it while you read them because apparently Google's going to make this very difficult.
Yeah, Scotland and Ireland. Next. I love your book, Adam. Take my money, Adam.
Isn't that great? He loves his book, but I
Yeah.
get the money.
Fucking hell. Can you leave us?
That's not fun.
Can you leave
Buy
me?
another copy of Adam's book.
Can you leave me a review on Amazon? That would be great. Thanks. So we've done that one. What traits do I need along with beauty to attract a husband? I'm a 21-year-old CS
Computer
student.
science student. She's
Yeah.
a girl, yeah.
Is that why she's different color? The girls, all the other ones are anyway. Should I focus on my career or getting married?
Uh-oh.
Oh.
No, Adam is.
Oh, God. All right.
Hold it.
Oh,
Do you want to kick her ass too, or is she superior? Is she good enough for you to consider?
Yeah.
oh, she's 21. That's in my
Okay.
age range.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Look, the three of us at coffee had this conversation today about a young lady that Cappy's known for 10 years.
Yes, a young lady who,
Yeah.
11.
11 years. And so she's seen her grow up, and Cappy made the offhand comment that they encouraged her to go study a STEM degree. And afterwards, I kind of disagreed with Cappy, and I said, by encouraging her to go to college, you're encouraging her to get on the whole, women are strong and independent, can do it by themselves, rah, rah, rah. Cappy came back with, yeah, but they've got to have a backup. You can't have it both ways, okay? You can't do it, all right? And there are no guarantees in life anyway, okay? Either you go on traditional, I will get married, the man will provide, I will find a good man, I will use my prime fertile years to get the best man I can get in my when my sexual marketplace value is the highest, and then I'll devote myself to being the best wife and mother that I can for the rest of my life. That's what I get. You either do that or you go do a college degree as a backup, but you don't do both. Okay, you just can't.
Okay. Rainey, do me a favor. Email me a picture of you because this is very important. Because I'm being deadly serious. You either have it or you don't.
Yeah.
Or you have the potential for it, but you got to work on yourself. So Rainey, email me at capcapitalism@yahoo.com. Not Captain Capitalism, capcapitalism@yahoo.com. I'll take a look at the.
And you're not going to publish a photo or anything.
No, I'm not
like
going to
that?
publish your photo. Because a girl says, I want to get a guy. Well, then you better be good looking.
Well, no. Look, if that hang on a sec. You can't disqualify.
Nice.
No, really, you can't disqualify like that. I mean, it's like that piece that I wrote today about Wendy Griffith saying that God wants women to have the best possible man. How ridiculous is that in a statistical sense that suddenly everyone is the best? Okay, there is someone for everyone as long as you're realistic about your sexual marketplace value.
Right.
Okay, that's all there is. All right, so it's not fair to say to a young lady, send us your photo if you're not good looking, you're out. It's not the case. And it's not the case anyway today.
What?
You were looking at an Amish 6 and thinking she was the most beautiful woman in the airport.
Compared to the zoo
there you
animals
go.
that were in there, yes.
There you go.
Here's.
We should, all right, I've got it. I'm going to open an entrepreneurial business.
Mm-hmm.
Adam Piggott's Young Ladies Finishing School. Adam Piggott's Young Ladies Finishing School. Adam Piggott's Finishing School for girls.
Oh, God.
All right.
There we
I
go.
love
Piggott's wrong
Not wrong.
because her attending a school for a legitimate degree does not make it mutually exclusive. She can find a husband. I would even argue that she's in computer science. She's hanging out with a bunch of good quality guys that make money. Just hear me out. And I think she's smart enough to know that, yes, I can go and get this degree. But if she's really interested in becoming a wife first, yes, her number one asset in finding a husband is what?
It's beauty.
Her youth and her beauty. So if you really want to get married, you really want to have kids, you operate now and you operate from a marriage mindset. She wants to get married. That should be. But what's she supposed to do? Be on Tinder and all this the entire time, twiddling her thumbs?
Once again, you don't do that. But you look, for women, it's easy to find men than the other way around at the moment, because it's a matriarchy. Women have all the advantages. Okay. If she's 19, that's the best time to have kids. The older you get, the harder it is.
Right.
All right. I saw.
Because she's practically dead now at 21.
Right. She's 21. I saw an article. I thought she said she was 19. I saw an article where a woman had a child at 19, and then she had a child at 29, and she couldn't believe how hard having the child at 29 was compared to having the child at 19. Okay. So there is a huge medical, biological difference in having your kids early.
Right.
21, she's coming up to her sexual market value peak, which is around 23 for most women. All right. Either you use that to nail down a husband and get married and have kids, or use it to have a college degree. Okay. Well, for men, you use that time to have a college degree, because our sexual marketplace value comes highest around 38 or 39 or 40. Okay. Even some people say even 50, higher up there. And that's why college, as it's set out, doesn't make sense. It makes sense for men, which was what college was designed for in the first place. Okay. Use those years where it doesn't really matter as a young man to go and do your thing, and then build yourself up to a point where you're attractive.
Right.
All right. So if she's going to go to college degree, do it later on.
I agree, but I say she's going to have a surplus of time, and she might as well go for a legitimate degree like computer science, maybe even part-time. I mean, what she could do is go work, so she doesn't have to incur a ton of debt. Maybe intern or something else like that. And
I would absolutely go work, because what young man wants to take on a shit ton of debt from a woman who signed up from a college degree? You want to be a debt. What do men want? Debt-free, feminine virgins. Right. That's what men want.
Tattooless.
Yeah. So here are the rules. Stay thin.
He's going to give you the rules. I'm going to give you some new rules. But
stay thin, long hair, no tattoos, sex anytime, shut up. Okay?
No debt.
Those are the rules.
Those are the rules.
No debt. Let's see if she sent a picture.
I don't think she's going to go that fast, is she?
Well, because of the latency issues. But again, I'll have an 8-hour PowerPoint presentation on that.
All right. I'm literally waiting in
literally waiting in bated breath.
So here comes some stay at home. I would rather be a stay-at-home mom and homeschool my kids, but it's hard in today's economy. If you find the right guy, it's not. I know a gal. I think it would be hard for the husband to provide for the whole family. Not if you set a budget. And I think they found out, like, for the women that worked and outsourced their kids to daycare, I think like half the time they'd be ahead if they just stayed at home because daycare is so expensive. Let's see how she looks. Well, she's pretty cute.
Okay. And you were right about minorities, weren't you? When you said before.
Yeah, no, I'm not kidding. Yeah, she is of a minority race. We're not going to mention which. But yeah, I think minority women, especially the immigrants, want to succeed. And
so my advice to Rainey is to keep yourself in shape for the rest of your life, for your husband, because that's what we want.
Yes.
And use your precious time now to find a good man who's going to look after you.
I also agree.
Appreciate you. He's going to work hard. He's got a good job. All right. And
be forthright with what you want so the guy knows exactly.
But he's ultimately in charge.
Right. I'm saying, so, a lot of guys just want to play the field at that time, but they're like, no, I want to be a traditional woman.
Yep.
That's very clear as well. So on your dating profiles, traditional guy, looking to get married, stay at home, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. And this might not be popular, but date within your race. Okay? No, it really is critical. It really is critical, I think, especially more going forward.
No.
I think that really, if you look at the stability of what we were talking about, I wasn't having that conversation with you. I was having that conversation with someone else the other day. I'll just leave it at that, but I think that's a really important consideration to make.
And I would say keep majoring in computer science, even if it is part-time.
What about the debt?
Yeah, don't get the debt.
Don't get the debt. That's why I said part-time. That's why I'm saying
part.
Yeah, if she got a full ride, go ahead.
Yeah.
And I know you're going to disagree with me, but I'm like, while you're at college and there are these successful guys working, that's not the worst pond to be fishing in.
Not every guy in college is a soy boy. She might find that traditional husband there.
Yeah, but no, I think she can have it. The budget and finances are totally worth it. I think she's going to have, if she wants the budget and have it not be too restrictive, I think she's going to have to look a little bit older for a more established man, like in his 30s or late 20s.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's very possible. But yeah, your focus should definitely be getting married and having kids if that's what you want.
Yep.
But until you start getting really involved, I say she's going to have surplus time, and there's no better investment than a computer science degree, I think.
So you want to have it both ways.
Yeah, I do want her to have it both ways. Because what you going to do when the kids leave? Like, what, you going to just sit there and twiddle her thumbs? And computer science, you know what's great about that? She could probably do something from home. When the kids go off to school, she's going to be able to program or something like that. The husband, also, there's a financial downturn. Maybe she can go. It's just a nice... Look, would you rather have a girl with no degree or a computer engineering degree?
No degree.
Really?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Oh, I'd rather have... I'd be like, dude, I'm taking off. You're carrying the water now.
Why do you want her to always be busy and something's going on all the time? 20 years and you get the kids finally out of the house, the last thing you want to do is go off to work.
Well, no, she'd work kind of part-time or something like that.
And what's she doing while the kids are at school? Make him, when the husband comes home from work, it's all clean.
Okay. So what you're supposed to do, according to our good Australian friend, is sit at home, pray. Hopefully the rich man will find you, and
I didn't say that.
Play pickup sticks or something like that.
All right. So probably what Cappy's saying is she should get on Tinder.
No. I'm saying she's going to have a surplus of time. It would be very good to work, make money, and also to stimulate her intellect, if for any other reason she must have an interest in it. I mean, how many women just choose computer science? She must have some kind of intellectual interest in it.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, maybe in the future she'll start her own business up, maybe a family business, something like that.
Something.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I'm glad everyone agreed I'm right. Noah Acosta. Where's that brave girl, Allison Lee Scher? Yes, great one. Is she not only an author, but
no, she's an in-demand
author. But I hear she's also a consultant.
She is a consultant.
Oh my goodness!
Who ever thought?
Do you know who this gal is?
I've got no idea. I'm just looking at all the comments taking the piss out.
Hang on, I'm gonna go pee. Great one. You explain to Adam who the Allison Lee Scher is.
Allison Lee Scher. She wrote a book that I've been shredding on my podcast. It's got this long title called The Millennials Handbook to Living the Best Life You Can Live and Changing the World. And it's just, endless pages of, there's a whole entire chapter.
You've done like 4 or 5 podcasts.
I think I'm on 11 right now.
Okay, yeah.
She's got a whole chapter on white guilt and racism, but then she's got all these chapters of these are millennials and look how successful they are. And like, there's the one guy who rode his bike naked across the desert. And, it's just this whole book of just the failures of millennials. And she has this website where her set up for her business, Millennials Incorporated or something.
Uh-huh.
And it has 2 posts on it.
2 posts.
Two posts.
Right.
And she's in such demand, she doesn't have time to write more.
Yeah.
And it's got the little hit counters on it, so you can see how many times the pages have been visited.
Oh,
and
that's
the
always
last
a big
time,
mistake.
yeah, it is. It's
11?
No, last I looked, it was about 76. But keep in mind, I've looked at this page to read it on my podcast and make fun of it like 10 times.
Your look says it's around 60.
Yeah, it's around 60 views.
Yeah.
And she publishes interviews with herself, where she interviews herself and she asks herself.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, one of the interviews.
Holy shit.
And anyway, it's just hilarious. She is so narcissistic.
Wow.
Yeah, if you what's scary is it's got like 40 some reviews and they're all like 4s and 5s, and it is an outright sexist, male hating. It is.
Yeah, I mean that's why I've spent this much time reading it, because every page is. I just opened it to a random page.
Is it mainstream published?
Oh no, yeah,
it was.
Yeah.
Simon and Schuster published it.
Yeah,
I think
it's not like a self-published book.
No, it's shocking, but it's shocking on so many levels. One, Simon and Schuster, actually somebody went with this,
right?
But she is so dumb.
We got a white knight.
She is so
in the
dumb.
Comments.
Yeah. Well, hang on. Her writing is horrible. She is woefully uninformed about economics.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about an automaton. Basically, all this is a young lady regurgitating crap she heard in university. And with no integrity, no obvious solutions. No, it is mockable. That is what it is. It is a mockable.
That's why I'm on episode 11. It is that mockable.
Okay, so Bacon Maldito 556. Oh, by the way, thank you for the Irish Spring soap. That is really just it's like an Irish Spring.
I was wondering why
smell.
it smelled so good in here all of
Yeah,
a sudden. I started thinking, it just smells like a spring day in
It
Ireland.
smells like grandpa's undies.
Cappy missing super shekels equals date with Allison Leah Cher in Portland over a 3-day weekend while dodging scorpions and suffering hiccups.
Are they Jewish hiccups?
That's what it means, yes. Because I'm quarter Jew, so obviously everything I know.
Right.
And I got to mention his podcast because it is good. He's just started out, and he does like this. Like if you're sick and tired of politics, you just want something like listen to a rambling guy ramble about jiu-jitsu and the homeless of Seattle and just a regular guy. Tune in. It's at thegoddammabacon.com. Thegoddammabacon.com. It's really good.
I gather he's not a liberal.
He is not.
Right. And he lives in Seattle.
He lives in Seattle, and he's like pro-gun. And we were, hey, Bacon, what the heck are you? Are you that guy that was like a quarter black, a quarter Hispanic, a quarter water balloon, and a quarter what?
Called a water balloon.
Well, what he has a really unique background ethnicity. He's all over the place.
Yeah. I'm just regular, boring as fuck Australian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got a bit of a white knight in the comments.
Okay, all right, yeah, but you don't read the comments section.
Oh, no, it's funny.
Where is it? What? Who cares? Obedient wives. This gets better and better.
He thought doesn't matter. Whatever.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Oh, it's hilarious.
And I think then let's get back. Did we ever answer that question? We went off.
Which one?
Oh yeah.
Education versus global reconnaissance. Yeah. Okay. So we answered that.
Yeah.
Answered that there.
We did.
All right.
Hopefully he's happy with that.
Let's go to the. I think that's it. We don't got no super chats, and so now we're free to go.
Smoke cigars.
Smoke cigars. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you kind of understand, like.
I'm gonna have to go through the details of how you set that up because you went and then you open this and you open this and blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah.
What it is live streaming.
Yeah, I understand this.
Right.
I understand.
And then you could kind of figure it from there. But I mean, you understand it from a conceptual standpoint. We do it live, and then later on, I'll show you how to download this into MP3, so you can upload it to MP3 for us old timers who like to save, bandwidth and latency, and all that. So. Yeah. All right, everybody. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Check out SynLibSoc for the great one, Cynical Libertarian Society, SynLibSoc. Also, Adam PIggott. You can find him at PushingRubberDownhill.com. He has a podcast and a blog, but then he also has a book, Pushing Rubber Downhill, Run Guts, Pull Cones. And the third one, is that coming out at all?
It is hopefully coming out at the end of the year, and there's actually a mainstream publisher who wants to publish it, which will be nice. You got your answer there.
Yeah. Yeah, I got my answer. Half black, quarter illegal, migrant, quarter racist. See, that's what he'll do. That's Bacon. Yeah.
Bacon. I'm going to check out your site, mate.
Yeah,
I'm going to check out your site. I like that. That's good.
Hey, great one. Are you ever going to write a book or what?
I keep claiming I'm going to write a book, but apparently I'm lazy.
Yeah.
like our first.
Yeah. But I have self-awareness, though. I'm honest about it.
Dude, the number one thing I wanted to do here when I got here.
Nothing.
Yeah.
No, that's what I want to do too. Yeah. Smoke cigars and nothing.
All right, yeah. All right. Fuck you, listeners. We're out of here. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys later.
Thanks, guys.
And great one. Would you like to take us out appropriately?
Toodles.